Welcome back. Welcome back. Hello again, everyone. We return once more to the Ironheart Merchant Company on this beautiful Friday. It's so fucking freezing out here, but it's at least beautiful nonetheless. We return back to session 75, the Kingsmoot of Helmgrind, Arc 1, Finale, Part 4. However, before we get into it, let's rewind the clock for a second and take a look once more at what the party had gotten up to last session. As we came back, post the party having destroyed one of my favorite creatures that I'm very upset I did not get to use because they took one look at it and said no and blew it up. The Beast of Bedlam and the Iron Belly. Hold up, what was the fucking.
Provisions.
Huh?
Provisions.
Oh,
Plus,
provisions,
we
that's
gave
what
it
it
a
was.
chance to live
Yeah, by trying to kill it in a different way. But
by sending it out to go help Alfred Stone.
with the party having blown up the thing and Ham cementing himself as an arsonist who refuses to accept any problems that can't be managed with explosives, the party turned and began heading off towards, of course, the original target, Uthgaram's Quiet Flame, a magic guild slash shop that seemed to be holding up most of the arcane supplies of the city from what the party had gathered. However, before that, the party found themselves beginning and heading out on the road, or passing through the many roads of the city itself, being a decent sized keep. A few major streets were kind of in between them, the main gate, and then another two before they'd hit their target. Unfortunately, the party found themselves instead being targeted by a group of abyssal ghouls. Jesus Christ, I'm having chest pains today. My God. Oh, excuse me, guys. Give me a second. Oh, fuck. That's probably the gallon of ice cream I had for breakfast was probably not a good idea. But where was I? Yes, as the party found themselves being what they found out later, hunted by a group of abyssal ghouls, creatures that managed to drain not only their wisdom, but also to be very decent grapplers in tight spaces, continue to stalk the party as they found themselves, what Rollman found themselves, being kind of almost set up into an ambush as another squad seemed to be coming their way. Noticing an archer in the window, the party quickly made their way out of the main street, one of the main streets, and headed down the alleys between, finding themselves coming out towards what was considered a blacksmith's trade street. However, before entering into the main street, the party decided to smartly scout out and look around, recognizing not only that there was an ambush happening, seemingly as they had recognized a group of wizard-like casters in the building that they had taken, in the building beside them, in the alley that they had taken up residence. Yeah, say residence, I guess, for the time being. I guess James made a permanent residence of it, as we'll get to that in a moment. Um, with the party quickly, though, catching on to not only the sounds of the wizards in one of the buildings, but also to the archers on the rooftops, the party decided instead to split up, retreating quite quickly, surprising the DM even, as they threw down a quick thing of smokescreen. Ham rushed to the roof to take down two really fat archers, as well as for poor Rollman and James to back up into the sewers, finding themselves cornered, unfortunately, as they jumped down into what was a very thick pipeline. As Rollman looked about, finding an abyssal ghoul seemingly waiting for him that had been seemingly marching about the muck for quite a while, looking for other individuals who try to hide in the sewers. Rollman found himself pinned quite quickly and drained of his wisdom. Meanwhile, James would quickly join Rollman down in the sewage pipe, only to find himself basically unable to really do anything but annoy another ghoul that had decided to follow them down. Uh, before finally deciding to escape. Meanwhile, Ham would take the third of the three ghouls on with two very thick archers that had, as he found out, a immense amount of demonic and goose lycanthropy powers, giving them a massive amount of hit points. Unfortunately, and lucky for Ham, with not much ability to hit Ham, the party found themselves quickly overwhelmed, with Roman drained down to three of his wisdom. James made a quick decision and decided instead to go ahead and take one of the military grade tinder twigs that he had bought en masse and drop it down into the fire or into the sewage pit, not realizing at the time that the sewer went all along the city, as James is not an architect, for reference, nor is he someone who has ever spent his days building cities by himself or planning them out. Thus, as the explosion went off, and with so much magic in the air, and so much methane, and so much stank, James quickly tried to take cover when the explosion of fiery inferno imploded out, causing the entirety of the sewers across the city to ignite and flame instantly, killing any would-be invaders that were trying to hide in those sewers, truthfully. But unfortunately, or rather fortunately for Rollman, who had managed to quickly recognize what was happening, swimming into the shit and finding himself a way out through what looked to be some sort of pipeline, he thankfully escaped the abyssal ghouls before burning and incinerating to a crisp. Now, finding himself down below in what looks to be, or what the party assumes to be, a carrion crawler's pit. However, while that happened, Ham at the same time would have his building imploded, not choosing to care much. He would decide to jump away, leaving his would-be foes to fall and crumble with the building as he escaped better footing. And finally, our most sad, and where we really truly ended last session, James would find himself, unfortunately, taking cover from the explosion, and due to this, unable to avoid the massive fiery pit that would open up, pulling him down, and as he put it, killing him 3 times over. So we return back after we left off, the year 65,006, the month of the first moon, or January, on the third day at 6 a.m. An hour passed since the beginning of last session. It is 82 degrees out, or negative 82 degrees out. It is getting quieter, and the blizzard is thickening to a point that it is no longer like snowflakes, a small variety. These are just massive chunks of ice falling from the sky. As you roll them in, you find yourself bathed in human, or rather dwarven, feces. The sounds of clicking come all along the caverns. Ham finding himself standing in the middle of the streets. The sounds of that are almost 100 different arrows being shot over at him. We pause for a moment as we look over at James, who, as you look down, James, standing over a fiery pit of flaming gas, slowly kind of freezing solid as it is, watching your armor and your helmet and some random car that really had to beep in the background, slowly freeze solid as you watch your corpse, what was incinerated into nothing but ash, be slowly kind of dissipated and mimicked almost by how your gear is frozen in the remaining now ice tar like material. As you look down, kind of watching, a calm sadness, some regrets, some understanding. Many emotions kind of going over you as you feel them, as suddenly you feel a warm paw on your in your back that's slightly fluffy. And as you kind of turn your head, look back, you see the cloaked figure of Durali, standing about 4 feet tall, long staff with what looks to be or a justice, or a set of scales at the very top. Um, as she looks at you, kind of gives a nod, looks down at the slowly freezing solid burning pit, and goes, Everyone who ascends to godhood always ends up causing themselves either greater harm or killing all those they care about. She takes a second and looks out and kind of waves her staff in front of you, and you start to see time speed up. And you watch as Ham fights for his life, trying to break through the ice as archers are continuing to ping at him. Eventually, one, two, three finally come through, cutting him down as he is split apart. At the section of the ice where it seems to break down into the pipeline where Rollman was buried. Suddenly, kind of fast, she takes you over towards the main gate as you watch your troops slowly freeze to death. Those that don't are either cut down from fatigue or slowly beaten down and taken as prisoner. She walks over towards where Alfred Stone is, and you watch as slowly he continues fighting Julius to a standstill until finally an army of troops start just nipping at his heels left and right. Every strike he takes seems to get him cut from some other angle, till finally he too goes down. She looks back at you, kind of stops for a second, and then goes to Rolman and shows Rolman fighting his way out from what looks to be a pit of vicious monsters, creatures that you couldn't really describe truthfully as you look at them. Carrion crawlers could be a good way of looking at them. Giant centipedes, but with dwarven hands and arms and legs as limbs, and shells made of strange glittering metal. It's most eerie looking as he slowly swarmed and then his body picked apart down to the bones, leaving nothing left, not even the magic items. She looks at you finally as she stops and goes, "Even if you had lived, the fate of your people would have been lost in less than a few thousand years and wiped out. Everything you touch, James, will fall to ruin in your hands. Just as every god that tries to ascend ruins everything that they wish to build. So tell
A few
me,"
thousand years?
she looks at you, "so tell me, why should I give you this second chance now, and not just watch you struggle once more in someone else's own body?"
I can only ask that you give me the second chance now, so that I can try to help my people. That was the entire reason of me coming back to this land. It was the entire reason I fought so hard. I've been trying to do the best I can, despite the world hammering away at me. I've made choices I don't really enjoy. I've had to stick with decisions, and as James puts a hand up to what is now an empty eye socket because his eye is the eye that would be there is frozen
Mm-hmm.
in shit ice,
Yeah.
and people have had to make deals for me to save me. I can only thank you for the opportunity to try harder and see if I can't change at least a little bit of what is going to happen to my people.
She nods, kind of takes a moment and kind of looks at you and goes, "Your people will fail. They will die. They will be hunted. And due to your actions, even if you should succeed, they're likely to lose in the coming war. And yet you expect me to offer you another chance? Because of what? Because you think you're saving them? You're not. The scales are not being tipped. You are continuing to go against my law by rising in power and showing so far that I am correct. I only can see the goodness in you that you have managed to do exactly what I requested. As she kind of starts to walk, heading kind of eastward, and as she does, like time doesn't advance
I'm
for
dragged
her.
along.
No, you don't really have to move. Ironically enough, you're just kind of like floating, like even when you're standing
Yeah,
there.
I'm guessing I was just like whooped with
Yeah.
her.
As she walks, you suddenly see yourself flying over the battlefield, speedily fast, as you just kind of look down, watching everything advance. As she takes you back to the city of Runeshold, where all of the lords have gathered, and you see Vodek, Nar, Glitterrock, multiple of the clan lords, other than Lazy Worm, all kind of gathered. Even Uthgaram himself gathered in argument. You can, as you look over at the doors, they are barred thickly too, as there are chairs and furniture clearly being pushed up against it, as if something's trying to break through. As she walks out, you see demons in the hallway tearing at the door, many of them with goose like features, as they seem to honk and grab and tear at this massive, magically enchanted iron door that seems to bear the sigil of Stronghelm itself. And she kind of looks at you and goes, "Your king will be elected, but the forces here will overwhelm them as the Vendkos got here before anything, and Uthgaram, out of desperation, activated his trump card, turning them all into demonic, goose like creatures that devour and attack anything they see. Even if you succeed, the capital or the city will fall, Vodek will die, and all the clans will lose most of their major families. You'll have to start over. So, again, tell me, how as a god, rising or not, you are going to prove my beliefs wrong and why I should not lash you to the chain that you deserve and have shown periodically that you will continue to fail to live up to."
As James looks at the situation, he lets out a sigh. I am mortal. I'm a paradox that is rising with demon blood and that can seem to gather divinity. I don't know what it means to be a god. I'm going to keep making mistakes as a mortal. The only reason I ever tried to rise was to balance out my own blood, because I didn't want to fall to what I saw. And
She's
that is selfish of me. My people need guidance, and I know I'm not the one to lead them. As I've been told, I'm a fool. And that is a accurate description of myself. But I at least can say I tried to do good. And I would like to keep trying, as us mortals do.
kind of looks at you, pauses. She kind of takes a moment and then looks you dead in the eyes and goes, "I was mortal once."
James blinks in surprise.
Believe it or not, gods of all ranks rise and change the tides as expected. But what to explain to you what I was going through or what life was like would make no sense to you. Instead, allow me to explain that, like you, I too tried to change the world. Like you, I too failed. I watched as my party of adventurers betrayed me, failed to listen to my warnings, and forced me to act in a way that bound me in a position that I did not seek but have accepted. As she kind of looks about her domain around her.
James will nod his head and is in as much understanding as he can. he gets being in a position that you don't want to be in at the very least.
Nods and continues and goes, "That does not mean, however, that I can sympathize with the mortal belief of doing things over. We only get one chance. Some of us, that means more literal than others, but regardless, one chance is all we get offered. I can't bring you back. What I have given you and what boon you have accepted is something far different, and to the acceptance of what is magic and the laws of death itself. Nothing can be given without taking. I'm going to only offer you this one chance, because I think that you'd be a fool to return to your mortal shell. But I'd also be an inept god of justice if I did not tell you what will happen if you would go back. So allow me. Shall you succeed and you
James
accept my deal? Oh, go ahead.
James will quietly nod.
Okay. She kind of looks at you and goes, then your army will be able to manage to break through at the main gate. The last demon will be finished off in the city, and those you sent to hunt them will return to the main force. Your army will push. It will be grueling, and you will lose more men, but you will win. You will come back, and depending on your decision, you will gain your materials and your gear, or at least a pick to pull them out and regain them yourself. And you will save the city. However, understand that this kind of success and this second chance comes with an equal cost. Only one who sees you in the light that they're willing to offer their own life for you may exchange it for your fate. I do not believe that you are divine enough to take this sacrifice and accept that one of your friends must give their life for you so that you may make this world better. So I don't think you should take this deal. But should you, and your compatriot that offers their life will be sent to the afterlife in your place, and you will be given the same amount of years as they would have had naturally left on this world. Understand that this is not a kind sacrifice. They will not go to paradise. Their soul will be trapped in Moors or Abaddon until you die and take their place. For wherever your soul is tied to, that's where they will go. And she kind of looks you over.
And if
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
and if I may ask a question, then, if I end up extending my lifespan, that extends their suffering, correct?
Assuming that you die of natural causes, then yes.
There's only one that I think would be willing to take this sacrifice without asking more.
She nods.
And it's honestly not my best friend. I think he'd be angry if I didn't at least say that that he's in the running. Between him and Ham and Bartholomew, one of those two would be willing, and it's not my choice to force it on them.
If they don't agree to this, you understand that your life will be continue its journey to the afterworld, and you will suffer whatever fate you have already agreed to.
I do, and I thank you for the chance, however small it may be.
She nods. We will start with the one whose bond is strongest with you. I will give you this opportunity to understand that you are only permitted to speak when I say so. There is a limit to my magic and what they can know for this dealing to be fair. Is that understood?
James will nod, shutting up at this point.
She nods. She kind of takes you back to where Rolliman was down in the terrifyingly dark and creepy cavern. Rolliman, as you suddenly, a second ago, you were hearing the sounds of hundreds of these creatures crawling around on the ceiling around you. Get your blades out, ready to fight to the end.
Oh yeah.
Prepared here. You are covered in something, but to be honest, you've been so used to being covered in oil. It's nothing new. Stuff slides off once after a moment, and you don't really care when you're in a situation like this with your adrenaline pumping. But darkness as it is, the sounds of incoming enemies ready to attack. You suddenly see yourself standing in the same room, able to move, but suddenly the sounds have all disappeared. The smell has just vanished. You still stand in the same position, but now James stands in front of you in his noble attire, looking slightly sickly. His eyebrows burn off, sadly, and a short hooded figure with a tall staff that seems to have a set of scales at the top of it. As the figure looks over at you and goes, "Dear knight, you have been chosen to speak on the behalf of the dead. Do you accept?" I really wanted to say the charges there. I'm sorry, that's the millennial in me. Immediately was thinking the little like payphones. Oh, he goes, "Do you accept this fate?"
This is very strange.
The creature nods and goes, "I am the Justicar of Law, the one who sees over the dealings and chains of the divine. I believe we have met previously, young warrior, but I apologize, must admit you all look the same to me after so many millennia. I ask of thee, the accused," as she points her staff over towards James, "has been offered a second chance. He has named you one of two champions that would willing to champion his cause. I ask again, are you willing to accept the fate and make a choice?"
That explosion killed you, huh, James? That's a shame.
So I imagine James gives a slight nod.
Hey, you said you
James will
didn't have
just
to,
nod
you can't
solemnly.
speak.
Yeah. As James nods solemnly at that, Roland, as you kind of look at Durali, kind of looks at him and then looks back at you.
And what is this cause exactly?
You will be asked to speak on the behalf of the one who is dead and decide yours and his fate.
Hold on, can you say that again?
She looks at you again and goes, "To decide yours and his fate."
Hmm. James, I've known you a long time. A very long time. I've followed you wherever you went because everywhere you went was trouble. And I got to fight this trouble mostly. I saw it as a challenge to stay with you and sort of like a training, you know? You're good company as well. You always surprise me. As for your cause, I don't believe I am a knight that you claim. I am a bit selfish in that I follow the for my own amusement and for your friendship.
She looks between to James and looks back at you, Roman, and then goes. So the vessel is choosing not to stand for the deceased. Is that correct? As she looks at you, Roman.
I'm sorry, James, but not this time. I went through hell one time for you. Can't do it again.
James will just nod in understanding.
Drawley gives a light bow and looks at Roman and goes, "Good luck, young warrior. Your fate is a gruesome one, but I see some paths where you might make it out."
Any words of advice?
Gives a light chuckle at that and goes, "Don't try and fuck the bugs."
That was mean.
She gives a light chuckle and turns and walks away as you return to your pose, suddenly again frozen in time. As Drawley turns to James and goes, "Honestly, I'm as surprised as you. I did not expect him to offer his life for you, but I expected him to hear you out first. Seems your
No,
companions weren't as loyal as I thought."
I expected as much from him. He's been a free spirit since I met him.
Yes, but it makes more sense to why you speak so ill of him in private company, offering to sell him into slavery as a joke and such. I would too. She turns and continues walking.
I have to get my revenge in somewhere.
As she heads up towards the street where you see Ham is like seconds from being turned into a pincushion. Now, according to what you saw, he dodges all these arrows, so there's not much to worry about. But still, as you watch on the
James
arrows,
will unconsciously sort of, if he can move himself, position himself between the arrows and Ham.
I will be honest. There's not enough James to go around. Ham is surrounded, and Ham is
This
bigger
is
than
fair,
you.
but as much as I can.
I got you. As Droy leads you over towards Ham and kind of steps up, Ham suddenly, as you see almost enough arrows to blot out the light around you. I mean, in fact, it was nice for a second. You had no snow coming down on your fur, with how many arrows were being shot and surrounding you. But as you suddenly look around, they seem to be frozen in time. A almost thick black cocoon surrounding you, except for one angle back towards the alley where you look and see James kind of standing there, as well as Durali, kind of looking at you.
Oh. We're doing this again. Okay.
Durali looks over at you, Ham, and goes, "Young warrior of a foreign god, one that should be respected." As she gives a shallow bow, but it is still a bow nonetheless. And
Sure.
continues and goes, "I ask if you will speak on the behalf of the deceased. He has sought a fate that requires a living individual to speak on his behalf. Will you hear my quandary?"
I will.
She nods and a little bit of surprise. She gives a raised eyebrow over at James and goes, "James has given his life for this fight. He'll explain his perspective if he has anything to say in a moment. But what you need to know is that without having done his actions, not only would you have been overwhelmed, but so would the army of, for what was beseeching out of those sewers were more of those ghoul-like creatures. James unfortunately did not make it out. However, before this, was given my patronship, we'll call it. With my offer of kindness, I can only limit my boons by the laws of those who have already defined death. It is only fair that those who control the chain also follow its rules. Thus, life cannot be given unless life is taken. If he should die, he will assume, or if the individual shall offer their life, then James shall be revived, assuming their lifespan, natural lifespan. Should that they choose to do this, said individual also not to go to the promised afterlife they were given. Instead, they will face the fate that James would have until James passes on to replace them. With that in mind, young warrior, James seeks you to take on this decision. She looks over at James and goes, "You may now speak on your behalf and pitch and convince your comrade there with any words you seek. My only request is that you keep this limited to if he says no, you must accept that decision." As she turns and kind of steps away to give you some privacy.
James will move forward to look him in the. Given that they are roughly the same, that
Yeah,
Ham's
I'm
only a little taller, looking
only
up
a
at
little
him, but
taller.
still.
Yep.
Oh, come on, give me that at least.
Almost.
Very. It's
Ham, I hate to ask it of you, but I will be honest, you weren't the first one we asked.
well, I'd certainly hope so. I haven't known you for long.
No, but you are one of the most honorable people I've ever met. And even if you do say no, it's been a pleasure fighting alongside you.
Just be straight with me, James. What are you gonna do if I die here for you?
I'll have your lifespan, the rest of your natural lifespan, to either extend it or finish up whatever I can.
It's not long, but sure, it's not.
And then finish this fight. And finishing this fight is a big part of that.
I have some stipulations. You just need to nod or shake your head. All right. You'll clean up the mess here, right?
James nods.
You'll clean up the issues I had to leave behind in the Knoll lands because I won't be able to do it anymore.
If you're referring to the death of the leader and the scattering of those that follow him, absolutely.
And the death of the Goose followers eventually, whether you do it yourself or put it in motion.
I'll make sure that gets going.
And then I point a finger towards James's now empty eye socket, and you'll figure that out. You're not a monster. You don't have to be a demon.
I'll do my best on that front.
And we'll kind of nod. As long as you keep true to yourself and to your word. Sure. I'll do this for you.
I'll
One-
be one thing. James will look at you and go, where you'll be is not going to be pleasant. I will be honest and say that. It'll probably be a fight just to live.
James, I was never going to a good place.
You are definitely not going to one of these ones.
Yeah. I'll be fine. So I'll kind of just pat James on the shoulder.
Okay.
And I'll wait for Durali to come back.
Yeah, as you pat him on the shoulder, Durali kind of walks back over and looks at James and goes, "That is 2 gnolls that have given their life for you in sacrifice in such horrendous afterlives. Truly, I will never understand the concept of the loyalty of a gnoll to a snowbeard." As she looks at Ham and goes, "Do you accept the fate of James as your own and to give him yours forevermore, to offer your soul in his stead for any torment that he has suffered or paradise he has gained?"
Ham kind of takes a deep breath in, side-eyes James, says a final thing to James of, "You have about 60 years. Make it." "Yes, I do."
She smiles and nods and looks at you, Ham, and kind of holds her hand out and goes, "Okay." As she takes your, kind of grasps your hand, pulls you forward out of the nest of arrows. James, you feel yourself kind of ushered forward, kind of into where Ham was standing. As Ham's pulled to the side of Durali, James, you suddenly feel as your magic equipment goes flying back towards you, as slams onto your body. It's freezing cold. You might have the cold immunity or resistance, but that chill is something you're never gonna forget given this situation, and the smell is something foul, as all that you look down to see is Ham's ring left, as Ham and Durali vanish into darkness. Ham forever sent to the side of Ijin to be playing a fool and treated as one.
James will pick up the ring if he has the moment to.
Well, we're gonna take a quick second. Give me a moment as I fix some things. There we go. Yeah. Go ahead and as you pick up the ring, James, feeling the arrows plink off because I don't think I can hit your AC. I won't lie. Let me pull up my thing real quick.
I have an AC against arrows of 33.
I can hit you. All right, cool. So I'll roll that just as a group thing real quick in a sec. Let me just pull up my stats. Doo-doo-doo. As Ham would have been shot at. Give me a second. Yeah, it's just a plus 21. Okay. Oh! Well, fuck! Alright. Just checking.
Oh, luckily most of these should hit my shield.
Let's see. Oh, wow. Alright, well, minimal. Alright. Alright, cool. So, in total, you'll take 45 points of damage. However, they're the single bits of damage for each. For any DR purposes, as the arrows kind of plunk and stab into you as you bend down to grab the ring. The blizzard now getting so thick that honestly the arrows are having a hard time coming through, as you can hear them, many of them kind of plinking off of bits of snow and ice that are kind of developing.
I'm just guessing I'm at max HP.
Yes, you are. You are returned to max HP and with your equipment.
Alright. That actually eats a lot of my health, believe it or not.
Oh, nice. Ham watching in the background with Durali. Please don't let him die from the first hit of combat. That would be a waste.
As James will shrug off the arrows, and James is pissed at the situation, at himself, that he's going to look through this blizzard and say, enough!
Give me a wisdom check. down below. Roland scream. You can hear battle scream coming from
Oh,
the
10.
guys.
Yeah, I.
No, don't worry. As you shout this, James, the blizzard seemingly freezes for a moment. The snow kind of falls and then clears. And as you look, suddenly you can see 30 archers kind of positioned all across the rooftops, aiming for around you where you're standing. Many of them ready with their long goose-like mount or bills, kind of almost leaking black fluid as they prepare to launch more arrows at you. As you look over the group in the building behind you, the group of wizards that were waiting in ambush seem to already be preparing a group of ice spells as they seem to be looking out the window with you as they panic cast. And as you look to about 20 feet from you, stands Alfred Stone, looking up at something, and as you follow his line of eyes, see Julius himself, cut, bleeding, coughing, and an arm slightly missing. Hold up, we're gonna go into a quick pause. I need to check something real quick. As you look over, seeing these two, James, looking back, the ring now in your hand kind of glimmering slightly as it does. It seems to kind of pull away from where you're standing slightly, seemingly heading south as it tries to break from your grasp. You have a moment as the snow around completely stops. What would you like to do, James?
How dead does Julius look?
Give me a survival check.
Would medicine work better? Or
Sure.
heal?
Yeah, I'll take a heal check.
Because I'm trying to figure out what would be the best thing to do in this situation.
Watch Raider TKO the boss and steal his loot.
16.
16. He's definitely bleeding heavily, and looks to be on his last leg. His arm is, one arm is slightly hanging off, and you can see bits of black ooze kind of leaking out of it. He is coughing blood pretty heavily and does not seem to have, much, movement left in him, especially with how heavily he's breathing. However, looking over at Alfred, although he doesn't look nearly as badly damaged, he looks nearly as exhausted.
And the ring's trying to go south.
Correct.
Are they
Away
south
from
of
it.
me?
No. They are
Okay.
roughly, from where you're standing, they would be a little bit more, they'd be west of you, technically.
Find where you're supposed to go. As James grips the ring with his hammer.
Okay.
Or I'll let you go after this, because I don't want you flying through the city and getting picked up by a random person. As I look through the abilities I have on hand.
Okay. As you take a second, roll them in. Should jump back to you before we get into the combat of what you're about to face. Things have suddenly unfrozen. I mean, to be fair, it's not like you'd really notice, I guess, in that kind of concept, but now suddenly things are no longer godly and frozen, I guess, if you want to put it that way. You can hear the sounds of these creatures skittering about, moving around the roof, around the floor, or near your feet. None of them are attacking you as you hear them munching on the stuff behind you, assumingly the liquid that poured through when you popped in. But that doesn't mean these creatures are not necessarily hostile. What would you like to do, other than not fuck them as you were warned?
Oh, yes, I was warned not to do that. I'll just let it aside as stand action. I will do Ironheart Surge to remove my drained wisdom, so I'm back to my wisdom.
Okay. Now that you don't have to worry about those, yep.
Yep. And then after that, I have to do a swift action and follow with another stand action to. Sorry. After that, I'm doing a swift action followed by a stand action to regain all my maneuvers.
Okay. Just to make sure you're ready for another round of combat.
Yep. As I'm doing this, just so I'd be like, had a good run, James.
God damn, I just can't
I'm
wait.
ready to fight.
No, yeah, I got you. Sorry, I was laughing there. Yeah, all right, as you prepare yourself, kind of taking a quick, not really trying to move, catching your breath as the creatures seem uninterested in you for the moment. As you take a second, okay. Um, Give me a will save to see if you notice the magic change at all when James yells out.
Okay.
It's not
And
gonna
now my
affect you.
wisdom's on ass.
Yeah, that's the good news.
25.
25. Rollman, you feel two things actually. I
Okay.
can't believe you actually made this DC.
I am too,
I
believe
put
me.
this as a gag. I really didn't think you'd hit this. All right, well, hey, it works. It's gonna, we got the perfect audience to hear this because it's gonna infuriate him for Sunday even more. Firstly, yes, you feel as a wave of magic seems to exude out coming from above. And recognizing, having magic cast on James enough, you recognize James's spell casting or spell mana, I guess, if you will. Feeling suddenly such an influx of his power. Two things kind of come to mind immediately. Either A, his gear just exploded, which, to be fair, you would not be surprised given how
Yeah, that was a
magically
lot of fire.
yeah. Secondly, he could have also, or Ham could have also just summoned some sort of ability, or one of James's followers is above.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, I mean, gods dying doesn't necessarily mean they're not still gods. It just means they're no longer a living person.
Mm-hmm.
So in theory, technically, as you think, James could have a follower up there that could have just done something, or Ham could have cast
Yeah,
as
maybe had a
follower.
failsafe I didn't know about.
Yep. The second thing, though, that catches your attention as you feel the magic kind of influx is you get a strange sense of a divine power down here that is of both the death and war domain specifically. And as you do you have dark vision by chance?
No, I have blue light vision.
Oh fuck! Well, you can't see then. As you look about, you do. There seems to be something kind of glimmering due to what you recognize are some gemstones and a pattern of something. It's hard to tell. Oh, it's about 30 feet away from you, from what you can tell, and it's just barely shiny enough with the gemstones to kind of catch your eye. But you sense the magic coming from over there, and it's similar to what you felt when you've been in like very strong churches, as we'll call them, very influential churches, where the gods are
Mm-hmm.
known to be a bit more present. You kind of look about. Do you want to do anything before we cut away from you?
Does this presence thing seem like it'd be harmful to like James's what I feel like is his failsafe or whatever? Does it seem like it'd be like counteract whatever this is going to do?
Mm,
Or
give
just harmful in
me
general
give me
that
a
I should stop?
Yeah, give me a spellcraft or a survival check. They will result in two different
Let's see.
things.
My spellcraft is better. Way better.
Hey, that works out. Then I guess you'll get an answer to one of your questions.
8.
8. You do sense James's own influence seem to dampen massively as it once came into contact with whatever this object is. To say it's hostile wouldn't be exactly the right word. More like a repulsive artifact potentially, or like basically like a beacon of something that he's just kind of bashing up against with his own power. It doesn't seem to be sending out any harmful ideas or any harmful vibes or presence from the mana that you can sense.
What about out of the corner of my eyeballs?
That's a fair point, actually. Interesting. Alright. So I will need you to do a fortitude save because this is gonna make you start bleeding out of your eyes with what you're about to see.
Alright. If it helps my
You
armor,
don't
makes it
have
so
enough
that I don't
natural
bleed,
mana.
by the way.
Oh, that's good. You won't take bleed damage. Okay, so that'll be a little less damage.
I don't take bleed damage. Alright, let's see.
What was that, by the way, James, that you said?
It also helps that he also has a first level spell slot right now, which also helps him mitigate the damage
You
from his eyes, as
you
we were
don't know
told
if that
earlier.
helps or not.
That's true. That's true. It has in the past, but you don't know now.
33.
Okay. As you look, your eyes kind of no one can see this, so really it doesn't matter. This is only for the audience's perspective. Your eyes turn to a bluish color, shading themselves almost solid like lyrium itself, or Deathor rather, from the book. The glimmer seems to crystallize for a moment as you look out the corner of your left and then right eye quite quickly, seemingly activating an unknown spell that you've yet to kind of comprehend, but yet seems to always work as you do this. And you suddenly see the design of what looks to be a strange young woman with large blackened horns. Her battle armor quite impressive in almost a full plate. A massive scythe in her hand that seems to be bloodied by something, and what looked to be 12 champions standing beside her of all different seemingly demonic looking figures and features. Though uniquely enough, two of them stand out more to be fey-like in appearance as you kind of take a glance about them, being that their skin and appearance is so radically different from the demons amongst the champions. Takes you a moment, but as you recognize the symbol of Ella Ugbo upon her armor, um, you're kind of left puzzled, as from your understanding, she is not a war domain god of any sort. But as you kind of see this statue for a moment, it suddenly then changes from a statue to something physical, as suddenly you're shown some sort of visage of her and this group of individuals shouting in a language you've never heard before. As they seem to speak, the reality around them bends, the continent reshapes itself, the ground shakes, and a massive creature seems to pull out of the ground. Looks to be a huge carrion crawler with weird different arms from foreign creatures of all sorts kind of used and attached to it. The creature seemingly attacking the group as they fight it off. And as you watch them fight, at first it looks like no more than what heroes or adventurers would do, but as you pay more close attention, the creature, when it attacks, does not seem to attack them, only attacking something near them. And as you kind of look closer, you notice it looks to be a group of, well, commoners, from best you would describe. Individuals, while looking evil and terrifying, they wear peasant clothing, rough spun shirts, pants. They look to be unarmed and quite thin compared to those dressed in armor and weapons. And the creature just seems to keep going after them as the group fights and does not seem to care.
Does it seem like these commoners have sort of faith?
Watching them from distance, they do seem to be chanting something in a foreign language that does seem to be empowering the warriors themselves, the champions rather. But due to the language barrier here, it's too hard to rather gather what they're saying. You do sense and feel the same war and death domain magic coming from the battlefield, though.
From which side, or just in general?
Just in general.
Oh, well, that's not helpful.
Well, when you roll an 8, yeah, I can only help so
That's
much.
true. It's true. Well, that's just cool future-ish. Not really that cool. It seems pretty bad.
I
And
will
also
say,
to be the past.
weapons-wise, they are using what looks to be a mix of bronze materials and silver, from what you can tell. Though the silver looks to be slightly more shadowy in its design. You're no metal worker, but it's not hard to recognize the strange designs to the material used, and it looks almost like a fire or a blackened fire is imprinted into the blade naturally as it glimmers.
Cool swords. Are these the same individuals that have the 12? Like, these are the same people
They
fighting
are
as I saw earlier, or are they different?
They are
Same?
the same ones, yes.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting.
But the vision will fade after a moment as your eyes go back to normal. I will say, as you look about, suddenly the carrion crawlers have fully retreated back, having sensed something for a moment.
Kind of me curious. I will go investigate this thingy.
Okay. As you walk over to look at it, we'll come back to you in a moment as you get closer to it. James, as we cut back over to you, what would you like to do as you look on seeing the battlefield as is? Archers pointing their arrows at you, a house full of wizards panic firing at you, and Alfred standing staring up at a battered and broken Julius.
Right now, Julius alive seems. Can I just make a educated guess that Julius is acting as a conduit for a lot of the demon shit that's happening?
You can give me a spellcraft check. Or I'll take a knowledge arcana.
Spellcraft.
Okay.
16. Goddamn.
From the magic he's exuding, and noticing that it seems that these archers aren't firing yet, there is a good chance that the creatures are not physically there, but being puppeted by this conduit of sorts. You're pretty sure if he's not linked to something bigger, he is at least linked to a lot of the enemies that seem to be pushing and giving your forces problems.
Can I redirect everything that I've stopped towards him?
Well, okay, to clarify, when I said what you stopped is the weather. You didn't stop everyone from fighting. You just
That's
happened
what
to
I'm asking. Can I
recognize.
focus the cold onto him suddenly? Since that'd be
Well,
essentially what is a spread out spell focused on an individual. That'd be pretty damaging,
I will
arguably.
state with that spellcraft, to be clear, you didn't take control of the spell. As you look up,
okay.
the spell seems to have moved on to whatever its next phase of casting is, actually. That's what caused it. You just happened to exert your will at the perfect time.
Okay. So I got the movie timing. Goddamn.
Yeah, it's like, and then you walk up to a couple gangsters and say, yes, and now it's gonna rain blood, and then suddenly a body comes flying down as blood comes raining, and you look back, holy shit, what the fuck? That wasn't me! The fuck? I mean, yes, it was. Basically, yeah.
And I'd have no chance to hit Julius with my weapon.
Not currently, I will say. Your eye is still in its socket, your horns are still glimmering. He is about 60 feet off the ground, unless you want to chuck your hammer at him.
Well, I have a spell for that.
Oh, there you go. It's up to you.
But I don't think I'd actually be able to roll high enough given that he's been giving Alfred Stone trouble.
So what's your choice?
I don't have much I can do other than try to get to Rollman.
You could run back. I mean, that is fully an option. Given these archers, I mean, are probably going to assume to shoot at Alfred over you. You have a chance to escape this if you want to go and try to get to Roldan now. So what's the plan?
Yeah, but Alfred can take a hit, but I don't think he can take all of those hits.
Gave you a whole cutscene to think about what you want to do, James.
Let's go back through the ice and get to Rollman.
As you turn and run back, the archers seem to kind of look at you and look over at Alfred as they start taking shots back at Alfred as you start to run for it, and they don't seem to pay much attention to you as you sprint off. As you turn and run, heading to where the ice has kind of fully solidified the fire, slightly warm to the touch as it's slightly melting on the top, but not unpleasant. As you look over, seeing a figure in the window of what was one of the buildings, about a half a block of this alleyway back. You do see a shadowy figure kind of looking through as it seems to wave at you for a moment, and then kind of duck its head back in as it seems to be rummaging, or the individual seems to be rummaging through something. You do recognize the face of Raider.
Oh, great! I have a teleportation expert. Maybe he can go yoink Roman out of the fucking sewers.
Is that what you're gonna go try and grab him real quick?
Raider!
I assume you're not going to shout because there's a bunch of scary archers.
No,
that are
I am
looking
going
for
to
a
run
target.
and
Yeah, okay.
run and follow.
James gets ready to shout. Remembers that Ham just gave his life and hears a little whisper from Ham in his ear that says, "Don't shout, you idiot. You're being
Don't
watched."
you fucking do that.
As you run over towards the building and look in the window, seeing what is Raider grabbing what looks to be out of a noble's beautiful glass exhibit, a Fabergé golden egg that has a single gemstone that he's like trying to pull out that has a rune in abyssal on it that he doesn't like. He's trying to crack the metal of the egg, doesn't seem to care. He's just trying to work out this one gemstone out of it. As you look in,
I'll just walk in, gently take it from him, and smash the damn thing.
he's on the other side of, or he's inside of a building. You're on the other side of the building itself,
Tap on the
looking in through the
glass.
window. Yeah. So you tap on the glass, watching it slightly crack. Raider, as you look up, you do see a hand and the top of James's helmet kind of sticking up through the window as you look over. The
Raider,
Fabergé
correct?
egg in your hand, having what you recognize a gemstone that is actually a map to one of the tombs that the noble members of the Tempelis group were looking for.
Yes, Raider.
Can you teleport others with you?
As you kind of open the window, talking to James, looking out, and you see suddenly a demon go flying off in the distance as a fire explosion, and see something shoot off towards him as arrows like follow after him, or follow after the two creatures. Buildings exploding about 3 blocks away.
Yes, but only to places have been.
So, oh then, shit.
Or
You haven't happened to have been in the sewer, correct?
or places can see. I don't know. Have I been in the sewer?
No, why would you have gone in the sewers?
I don't know how I snuck in this fucking city.
That's a reasonable question, I would say.
I will, I'll give you that. Fair enough. Raider would have come in through with the same way that the three of the party went in here, is through the big hole that was very unguarded and very unbothered, because most people are focused on the main gate.
Understood. I look at James, I just look down at myself, not covered in shit, and I just go, no.
Alright, well, one of my allies is trapped down there. Would you mind giving me a hand on exorcising him from that situation?
Okay.
Thank you.
Raider just plucks the gemstone out, tosses plucks the gemstone in his pocket, and kind of jumps out the window.
As we'll move back and start working our way down.
Yeah, both of you give me a strength check real quick before I cut back over to Rolleman.
Not super
7.
strength.
You know what, Raider? You gotta be better than James. That's why I recruited you.
Aha! 12.
Well, you know what, Roman? As we cut back to you, man, you're gonna have a good time before they ever find you, as there's about 20
Nice.
feet of ice between you and them.
I'm a mage. I could blast through it. Strength is not my thing.
Sorry,
Mhm.
25
I was
feet.
gonna
The
think
pipe
of-
was 20.
Blasting it as well, but it's like,
That's
explosions might attract attention.
Rollman, as you look at the statue, as you walk over towards it, the sounds of skittering having completely silenced, but something is it's just awkwardly quiet now down here, which is kind of giving you the creeps as you walk over towards the statue. Looking down now, as you're close enough to it that you can get a good enough look at it, it's there is a fresh offering as you look up and down of this from staying at the statue's feet. Why did I write fleet? Okay.
Just typed.
Does it have
Uh,
boats?
yeah, I do have notes. As you look at it, it's a very young-looking Ella Ugbo. As you kind of run your hands across the nameplate on the statue, that while you don't speak this specific tongue of primitive, you recognize enough of the symbols to recognize Ella Ugbo's name, having seen it in many churches and places, due to her commonality being followed not by like any major organizations, but like being clerics pretty much everywhere of her. Um, as you know, look at it, the statue's been well mended and taken care of. You feel the stone work has been freshly like fixed. So one of the arms having cracked off, her scythe having been split away, and probably more recent as you kind of feel how soft the stone seems to be in certain places. Looking about as you kind of feel around the basin of it, the ground seems, as you suddenly realize, off and slightly has a strange imprint to it, and almost like there's a walkway in the center of it, and like a slight push up of the two other areas. And as you kind of move about to feel more, you feel a pew. And I don't mean that because there's shit right like 30 feet from you, to be very clear. I mean like it's a
Mm-hmm.
wooden chair or a wooden
Mm-hmm.
couch. That as you kind of, it's soft wood, but it's not so soft that you couldn't sit in it. And there's as you feel about a fresh piece of what you think at moment is a piece of, like a book of like leather or something like that, but seems to be a cushion as you kind of push against it and like try to open it and find nothing to open. It just seems to be kind of been shoved with a papyrus to kind of fluff it up. Um, this feels like a church. Really weird place to put a church, but a church nonetheless.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Man, this god shit's so dumb. I don't get much of it. What's the offering?
As you kind of feel about, there is something in a mug that's wet. It's kind of thick, and as you take a smell of it, it smells like alcohol of some sort. There's a piece of what looks to be, or feels like bread as you kind of touch it, although it's slightly stale, and some sort of meat that's definitely been cooked and salted as you kind of rub your hand across it. Lastly, it looks as you feel there is a something wet and fleshy, and as you kind of feel about it, it feels almost like same shape as something similar to a liver. And then as you kind of move your hand further back, you find a what you can only at first describe without seeing it as a wet and fleshy ball-like object, which really quickly clicks into it's a skull of something.
Mhm.
What you're unsure of. The hair is thick and matted. As you kind of sniff the air closer, it's very alcoholic smelling.
Alright. Enough of this beat around the bush stuff. I'm gonna activate my scout headband and use one charge to have dark vision for an hour.
All right. As you have your dark vision kicks on, looking about, you kind of start hearing the sounds of something cracking the ice above you, but it could be just feet walking past. It could be a fat guy falling into the ice. I mean, who knows? As you look about, though, quite quickly, trying to get a good understanding of surroundings, it looks to be a well-designed tunnel that, as you look further down, goes far, far off into the distance. The walls seem to be purposely carved in a square shape, beautifully reinforced, as some of the stones and rocks you find seem to be carved and designed, showing the symbol of Ella Ugbo, though it's not a set of white hands, but one of black and with bloodied fingertips. Kind of seems to be carved and painted into many of the walls. Looking above, you see what looks to be a couple of the carrion crawlers kind of watching you, but they seem to kind of stay up on the ceiling about 10 feet above your head. Um, as the ground seems to be a lot thinner from above, as you realize. Just very well reinforced down here. Looking about, you do see some shadows that seem to not dissipate with your dark vision, kind of active as you look at them. They look to be about 6 foot ish in height and about 4 feet wide, and seem to be very blocky in the kind of design, but still covered in a deep shadow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, this has been an enlightening experience. I think I'll just fucking leave.
Rollman's like, man, I found someone else's story event. Cool, I'm out. All right. So you're gonna, I assume, go down the tunnel.
What do I do?
I say,
There's the
looking
tunnel and there's the where I came
pipe.
from, right? Where
Yeah.
the pipe.
The pipe that's about 4 feet wide to climb back up in, and is currently now mostly just solid ice that seems to have stopped freezing. Um,
Well,
Yeah.
Ham could have survived that explosion. They weren't that close to the hole, I think. I'm gonna go back to the ice and I'll try and get out, making sure that I'm not jumped by a carrion crawler thingy.
yeah. Give me a sense motive real quick for the carrion crawlers,
Alright.
and then you can give me a strength check for the ice.
Okay.
Yes. Man just starts bashing the pipe like any good plumber trying to work an outside frozen
Oh, yeah.
hose.
A wahoo!
Except you don't want these ice bricks.
18 cents motive.
It seems the carrion crawler creatures are, or the centipede-like creatures, really don't have an interest in attacking you currently, as it seems something about you is giving them the spook them. They do seem to be guarding their eggs on the ceiling, but, I mean, as long as you seem to stay away from them, they don't seem to move much. They just seem to watch you.
Oh, okay then. And then straight check.
Yep.
12.
Starts smacking onto it. And I can't help but be reminded of a scene from Goonies in the background of this. We need our random mentally handicapped individual to come in with his immense strength. And Rolliman can feed him a chocolate bar. As Rolliman, you start smacking on the pipe to make, kind of slamming into it. Some of the ice comes out as chunks of this like grayish, brownish ooze like material. It seems frozen solid, kind of flows out, but not enough to even get your arm through as you continue slamming into it with your strength from down below.
Never mind. Can I see through it?
Looking up, yeah, you can definitely see through it. It looks like, I mean, it's thick, but you can see what looks to be two shadowy figures standing on it, moving about like they're jumping or something.
Well, I'll standard action use Shadow Jaunt to go through the ice and teleport up.
Wait,
Ready to fight these two shadows.
What's your shadow jaunt movement speed?
That's the maneuver
Yeah, what's the speed?
that I've been using when I was in... 50 feet.
You motherfucker. Bye. All right. As suddenly as you look up, after tearing one of the chunks out and getting kind of sticking out your head, it smells horrible. But to be honest, you swam through worse. So, as you look up, and suddenly as you see the shadows activating your ability, you find yourself suddenly appearing about 10 feet above. What as you look down is James and another figure smashing the ice, well, attempting to. As you suddenly land on the ground with a wet slap, James and Raider looking over, you suddenly see as Rollman with with a blade in each hand seems to be kind of standing over both of you, breathing heavy as he's still cold and he reeks.
I just look at,
I'm glad you're okay.
James. You died. How are you back?
Ham took my place.
Ah, Ham accepted. Surprising.
I have 60 years.
Give or take.
Suddenly, Raider breaks out a chart of like different kind of beast folk lifespans and then like flips over to the Knoll one and goes. So there's about 13 different Knoll species here. We have examples of this could be 100 depending on if you're lucky. Some live up to, and it just kind of goes on for a moment as you.
I'm sorry. Who are you?
Raider.
Oh, this is Raider.
Okay. Friend or foe?
Roman blade still in hand.
Acquaintance.
James, what's the situation?
Alfred Stone. The epic spell seems to be going on to its next level. Alfred Stone and Julius are fighting the fuck out of each other. The archers switch their focus to him. We need to go either deal with the epic spell and stop it, or we're probably going to get frozen to death.
As a building
good.
about 3 blocks down collapses from an impact of something.
In good news, our demon hunter should kill the last of the random demons and join up with our main force.
As James
Okay.
says that, you hear someone barrel out blow the horn, signaling the success of the demon hunter party finishing their job as was called requested. As they begin to move head to position.
I've been to Heart of Winter. You go?
Yeah, we need to go there, I think, to stop the magic.
Yeah, so you a good, capable caster of some kind?
I look at James. I look at you. You consider him capable?
I didn't say that.
No, he's asking a question.
Oh, consider James capable? I would say more of a crafter than a caster.
Very capable.
Okay. Lead us to this magic so we can destroy it.
All right, here we go.
James, take this. And I hand you give me a second. A dwarven skull with blood etchings across it that read "Faceless." This is a talisman of rejuvenation cocoon given to me by Syndra.
Oh, you still had that.
I still have this.
If I use this, I can't move.
But you get healed. What, like 100 HP?
Oh yeah, I think so.
After a
So-
few minutes.
Nope. After a round.
It's a round. It's 6
Yeah,
seconds.
it's really broken.
Do you think you can carry the cocoon with me in it?
No, the cocoon cannot move. I'll just tell you
No,
outright.
but also the cocoon has 100 HP. So
So use it in a situation that I might need to heal up and be a
Yes.
bit safer. Okay.
Hey, you
that
got
is the
anything-
purpose.
You got anything in there from Alar's days?
No, that's a Syndra item.
No, I
That's
know.
the same thing.
That's why I asked if you had anything left over from Alar's
They
days.
still have that stick. They never got rid
Yeah.
of that.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
Lars staff is on the ship.
That's true. That's true.
There's probably a painting left from Nar and Law.
As you continue as you lot gather together, Roman continuing to keep his blades out. All
Yes.
3 of you do notice a second airship kind of joining amongst the battle as the shouts from the main army continue to almost increase in roar as the blizzard seems to have let up, though the cold seems to have doubled down as you can feel it freezing now to almost negative 100. Troops out and literally walking in the streets are freezing solid as they move, as you walk about, or as you look about.
I'm gonna just quickly use some charges of wand on myself to heal. Because I kinda need that at this point.
Guess the second airship wasn't a worry.
Oh, the second airship's horrifying. That's why I'm healing.
No, we can't do anything about it.
That's
fine.
fine. So
yeah.
what's the plan then? Are we heading
Would I-
As
for...
James
Uh-huh.
expends 3 things to
Because I-
heal himself to full.
Oh my god, okay.
From Raider's thing, very magical guy. The Heart of Winter, probably where the spell's originating, right? From his eyes.
Give me a spellcraft check.
Okay. With my humble plus 25 to spellcraft checks,
Big number.
Big number.
that'll be a 40.
40. So the weather is one spell that you recognize is coming from the same direction as the magic shop in the city. However, the spell that seems to be causing the burnout of the lyrium and the wild effects is coming from the heart itself, is from what you can tell. There are two massive spells going on right now, two 10th level spells being cast currently on the city. One is, as you can see, this blizzard that has just moved into its second level, which, as I said, is coming from Uthgaram's Quiet Flame. And the second, which, as you realize, is, let me think of a way to put it so it wouldn't reveal too much given what you rolled. It is opening up a seemingly endless portal to Abaddon for demons of all levels to walk through, seemingly.
How do these spells compare power-wise to the one I saw on the Beyond God of Magic's mirror?
Ooh! Interesting question.
Or I should say, what was thought to be the Beyond God of Magic's mirror, because I never confirmed that.
I know, yeah, I got you. I would say that this is not of the same equivalent, but this is a 10th level spell. I can confirm that. Or two 10th level spells I can confirm.
So they both count, but they're like worlds apart. Like
They're not. You can definitely tell this isn't a single source of magic, to be very clear. Like one person casting a very powerful spell. This is clear. Both of them are clearly being cast by multiple people, yes.
Then I hold two hands out to James, and when I motion with the left, I say, deal with freezing weather. And when I hold out the right, I say, deal with crazy magic.
Do I get any further explanation?
Which do you want gone?
Which one's more dangerous to the situation?
I look at the people freezing to death, and I look back at James.
Good point. Let's go deal with the cold.
I nod. We're going that way.
Okay. As you continue on towards Uthgaram's Quiet Flame. Alright. Well, as we get there, the DM is going to take a quick second to open some things and get ready to rumble. Alright. As the party heads there, someone give me a... we'll call it a spot check. And are we trying to avoid fights, or are you still going for as many fights to get XP as possible?
I think we're in a rush.
We're in a rush.
This seems like a rush. Yes.
All right.
Fights.
Gotcha.
We can do fights for death, you know.
No, yeah, I agree. All right. Give me a second. I'm just pulling up everything here in the background as I get this ready. All right. Yeah. So,
Roman, how hurt are you?
Someone give me a spot or listen.
I'm down 13 HP.
Okay, so not worth me healing.
I'm chilling.
All right.
I will give you spot. Question mark.
That works.
I mean,
down.
The only one I have ranks in is search.
What? 10.
10? Alright. Fantastic. And then I assume James is pulling up a listen in the background?
yeah, it doesn't take me long. Because I don't have any ranks in it, so...
That works.
9!
10 and a 9. It's pretty good numbers.
You know, the only thing is, I'm going to say
Some people would say
this.
those are extreme numbers.
I am so happy you chose to go this direction, because if you hadn't with those rolls, this would have made this so much way worse. Alright.
Hold on, I might have something. Hold on. I can help here. Who did the spot?
I did it.
I'll slap you on the ass and give you a +8.
Damn. Okay, that's an 18 then.
18!
As you lot start running through the streets, watching, keeping your eyes out as you were. Thankfully, with much of the combat beginning to pick up ferocity back towards the main point of the city, other than a few rogues here and there, Rollman, nothing seems to kind of look like it would impede your way. As you see a few Jinn kind of jumping out of windows and jumping into other like shops and grabbing stuff as they fill sacks full of goods. But what catches your eye mostly is not only is there nothing following you, seemingly, or nothing, none of the troops seeming to be going towards you lot. Instead, all of them screaming and shouting and running or rushing where they can, seemingly towards the main gate. But as you look back, you notice the castle itself is starting to get taller as the ground is starting to raise and there seems to be some strange bluish light glimmering around the slight mountainous hill that the castle itself sits on.
Magic.
Damn it.
You also notice that, and let me pull this up to make sure I have the exact thing. A almost like full ship of the line sized airship seems to be fluttering towards that direction as it moves quickly through the air for its size.
Is it messing with our airship, or does it just seem like going towards there?
Well, it's not going towards your ship. No, your own
Yes, yes,
ship
yes.
is back towards the main RV as you
Yes.
look back. And in comparison to your own, the ship of the line is a war galleon, like the Queen Anne ships of the line. You have a scoot, I believe.
No, we have a
West
East
Indians
Indiaman.
or
Oh no, yeah,
Great
that's right.
Indians.
You've got a
Big,
fat bellied, short. Yeah, it's so your ship is almost the same size, but not nearly as many decks. You've just got a really fat stomach.
Mm-hmm. With most of
This
our
thing,
cannons on the first deck.
yeah, I will say this ship has 3 decks with 4 lines of cannon each side, two slots for cannons on the back, as you notice, and one massive cannon at the front that seems to have a beautifully artistically designed statue of some sort of glorious looking Goliath like creature, or maybe a succubus. It's kind of hard to tell. They're humanoid, with a long, beautiful silver hair, and massive purple horns that seem to stick out, as their face seems to almost be portrayed wailing out, as they with the cannon coming out of its mouth.
Yeah, that's cool and all. It's not where we're going, though.
It isn't, but it is something to take note of.
Yes, there's a ship, and it looks bad.
I'd
Looks
like to
really
sense
dangerous.
motive the ship since it's been pointed out.
Sure, give me a sense motive on the ship. I'll humor you.
It has ship
Man.
thoughts.
That is a ship.
Look, if it's not going there to help, I want to at least have a little bit of a heads up.
If your good roll is on a fucking ship of all things,
No, it wasn't. It's a 15.
So you didn't say the crew on the ship, not the captain of the ship, not
No.
the intent of the ship. No, let's sense motive the ship. The ship has no motive, motherfucker. It's not alive.
okay.
Congratulations, you've confirmed that.
Can I roll who the ship belongs to based on the figurehead?
Yeah, give me knowledge nobility. We'll go with, or knowledge religion. I'll take either.
Way better at religion, shockingly.
Okay,
You wouldn't think so playing a non-religious character, but
you wouldn't.
You're knowledgeable.
I thought I needed the ranks. So that is a 62.
62. This ship belongs to an individual by the name of Hezrin Tempelis, the current heir of the Tempelis of the Storm Mutant clans. He is infamously also known as one of the members of the Fortunate Sons.
Oh, that's good.
Friend, not foe. Great.
Yeah, good.
Fortunate son ship.
That's good. They're dealing with the portal, so that might be the cavalry.
Okay,
Going
well,
up with
we
what
should-
Ham told James, Ham saw them go in there, so
Let's deal with the magic then.
I
As you continue charging past, as you make it past another side street, the blizzard seems to pick back up once again, becoming so thick that like solid walls of snow and ice are beginning to kind of pop up throughout the street that seem to start to guide you almost towards the magic shop itself as you continue running through the cold and windy streets. As you finally find yourself outside of the massive magic shop, the front of it seems to almost glimmer as the gemstone windows tower well above any of your height. The doors grandiose enough to allow someone of a storm giant size to be able to walk through. The inside, even from out here, you can see through the windows, seem to be filled with nothing but the finest silk cushionry, beautiful woodworking, and gorgeous furniture. However, even from the outside, due to the large windows and temple like design of how grandiose and big this building is, you do notice that it is filled to the brim with what look to be more of those huge looking elite or dark dwarfs that you had ran into. Some of the spellcaster core, or the Warrowan of the city. Two of the archers that gave him a hell of a headache, as well as what looked to be a few more of those supporters and a ghoul and a couple of ghouls walking about. This is not looking to be an easy fight within.
ideas, because we can either go in there guns blazing or we can try and be smart about it. Although Ham had the only thing left of Ham was his ring, so we don't have a barrel of oil.
Wait, you still have the ring on you, don't you? Wait, hold up.
Yes.
He does. He's carrying it.
1 second, let me roll for something, because there's an actual thing here.
Yeah.
Let
so-
me roll for something. There we go. There it is. Alright. There we go.
Will it do its effect that never did anything for Ham, but is mostly flavor text?
The ring does pull away from you, James, and seems to almost completely disappear from your grip as it goes down an alleyway, and you see something glimmer as some young looking individual, or rather short individual, seems to grab at the item and pick it up, and seems to almost immediately disappear as a flash of lightning shunts down, causing them to almost disappear like Shazam in a thing of ash.
Well, okay. I was gonna let it go after the battle.
You can give me a quick, we'll call it a spot check real fast, since it would have been pretty fast here. As you kind of take a second, seeing this as you, right after asking for ideas, you do catch a glimpse. For a moment, you swear you saw Ham as maybe a young child. It looked almost identical to the pattern, look, appearance, except quite young, quite small, and quite hungry as before the creature vanished into the bolt of lightning.
Well, that'll haunt me for the rest of the days.
At least he's okay.
I can confirm,
Oh, that
at least
was-
to your knowledge, that was not Ham.
No,
No,
and I
no.
told them about who this is. Do
No.
they remember?
Yeah, that might be Ham's sibling.
He did mention a younger brother.
Could be.
That he was not sure if he was alive or not.
Look, we've got more
No,
important
now I
matters.
have something to hunt down and apologize for. This is great.
Yes.
James's guilty conscience grows heavier. Fucking.
Yes.
You want on top of building? On top. Does that look at Roman?
Is there any enemies on top of the building?
Looking up at No, because the DM wasn't expecting that one.
Is there
You
a
want on
chimney?
top of
there is a chimney. There would be about 3 chimneys on the roof that would be quite wide to keep this building warm enough.
I mean, we could go through a chimney.
Aye, we could. It'd surprise them.
I can send down something to blow up any traps at the bottom of the chimney.
All right, Ham takes that as acceptance.
Ham? When's Ham's back?
Ham's back?
Huge.
I'm in Ham fan. I just spent like 10 sessions as Ham. You got to give me a Raider claps his hands twice, and I'm going to say an abyssal because I'm calling on a contract I've made due to a class. I call upon my cohort in my time of aid. It's time to earn your keep. It will summon a Vrock, a CR9 demon.
Yep.
What the fuck?
As he speaks this strange language, a black portal kind of opens up in his palm that seems to kind of expand. Give me 2d100s, please, Raider.
Yeah.
The wild magic be strong tonight. Let's see what this does. I'd love if you got a second Vrock. That'd be hilarious.
Well, I rolled a 100 on the first
Okay.
and a 75 on the second.
Alright, let me see.
100.
Okay. As you suddenly call upon this creature, the abyssal spoken, the language changed slightly. The Vrock shows up, but due to the creature's requirements and demands, you suddenly feel your body start to morph and feel the magic take effect. As the Vrock seems to merge with you, Raider, and you gain yourself a flight speed as your body changes and almost expands out, wings growing out, feathers coming off, as the creature seems to attach itself and cause your metamorphosis.
All right. Let's go, lads. To the roof.
What kind of fucking acquaintance is this, James?
I pick up Rolliman by one talon. And I'm going to grab James with the other.
Oh no!
A very friendly one.
All right, and you're gonna flutter up.
A talon
Yep.
hand touches your
Okay.
shoulder.
As you fly up to the roof, dropping the party onto. I will say it's a slanted roof, unfortunately.
They fall like. Fine.
James and Rollman, I need a balance check. I don't think Rollman can fail it, but James,
No,
I'm
I also
almost
get to
guarantee.
take 10, so...
As he goes to drop me, I'm just gonna activate my boots flight.
Smart man. Okay.
I've learned from the mistakes of blowing myself up.
I get a 26.
26. Okay, easily managing to keep yourself on the roof as Raider flies up, dropping both of you. James kind of immediately doesn't even drop, just starts walking and stepping down as he walks through the air. Rollman easily. I mean, it's like a walking on a ship. It's slightly slanted, but it's no big deal.
Yeah. I'm used to this.
I mean, you'd think metallic boots on a slightly metallic and wooden roof would cause you to go fluttering off the edge, but physics
Hey,
are only believed by those who are too weak to submit it to your will. So,
I also do a lot of training in the training room. I prepare for every scenario possible, such as, a slanted roof.
like Vegeta, he trains with like 4 times gravity. This is nothing.
My god, that makes Telewasi Bulma.
It actually kind of makes a lot of sense when you think about that like that way. But as Rolliman kind of catches himself, James, you kind of step down. I assume, are you gonna try and turn back, Raider? Or are you gonna let your summons? Or are you gonna keep your summon?
No, I'm rocking out like this. This is fine.
Funny. Alright. All right, James Rollman, as you kind of stumble onto the roof, you can hear the talking from down beneath. It's quite loud as they don't seem to be exactly silent. Also, the sounds of cracking glass on occasion as bottles or shelves are shoved about as people or as troops move around. Yeah,
Raider, where do you think this magic is coming from in this building?
Mm.
give me a
You want a
spellcraft.
spellcraft?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I should probably go all out
Please
in this
just
roll.
throw James down one of the chimneys.
No. Don't worry, I have a
No.
plan for getting down the chimney.
All
I'm
right,
gonna.
so
I'll drop myself
called-
down one and plug
It's
it for a
called throw
round.
James down the chimney. No.
That's it, exactly.
Let's
Head
start
first.
plugging the chimneys, guys. It'll be fine.
That will be a 61.
Jesus Christ. As you kind of sense, Raider, there is an intense amount of magic all throughout this building. It's hard to distinguish which one is coming from which individual, which tells you there's quite a few war owned amongst the ranks down below. However, as a DM, there's always that moment you realize you might be slightly stumped by your players and you're trying to think of a quick way to get around it, and I'm not coming up with anything here.
This was
Give
my
us the man who's causing the problems.
I was like, just burst roof, easy entry, you know?
The center of the building, towards where the middle chimney would be where the majority of the magic seems to be concentrating, from what you can tell, as well as where you can hear the chanting, recognizing in Abyssal, the ancient words of, one of the some creature. The name seems kind of off and doesn't translate to anything you recognize language wise, but roughly it seems they are pledging their allegiance to one of the three kings, is what they keep repeating as they continue casting this strange, cold, ritualistic winter spell.
Yep. I'll just point over in that direction and be like, chanting, demon language, very bad.
We'll put a stop to it then.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I will go ahead and use my sword to summon Earth Elemental.
Ooh.
It looks
Earth
like it's a Roman Golem guy.
Uh-huh.
And then I'm gonna fucking chuck him down that chimney and fall right after him.
Raider, have Raider add to this plan.
Okay.
I collect my hands. I'm gonna summon a dire bear that can carry this fucking creature down.
Roman riding a bear.
Oh yeah, don't ever suspect it.
Okay.
I'll go in next, and then Raider, are you
I'll
a
follow.
combat? Can you
Summoner.
fight? Okay.
Summoner support caster.
Do that then. Game's coming
Yes.
after me.
Very good at
Mhm.
healing.
Oh, this is gonna go so bad, but okay, give me a second just to get everything ready for
So
combat.
bad for who? I have to know.
I have a lot
don't
of
worry.
initiatives I have to go grab. Give me a second, you know.
I gotta do math. This is a really juiced up dire bear.
Medium Earth.
This
Elemental.
dire bear can fit so many earth elements on him.
Dog, this dire bear has more than a 40 in strength.
That's a strong dire bear.
Yeah, it is. Alright.
Earth Elemental.
No, we don't need that. Also, what is that guy's health? You know,
How many
Some-
Rollemans can he survive?
sometimes I realize that even building something scary is still, compared to Rolleman, going to be very disappointing when he can two-shot it. Alright, let me see. Boop. Where's my other ones? Wait, what the fuck? Did I delete? I guess I accidentally did. What the fuck? Oh no, I'm an idiot. Alright, cool. Sorry. I have my encounters pre-plotted, and I'm sitting here trying to figure out where it went, and I was like, oh shit, wait. Alright.
We walk into a bunch of citizens just having a party, not knowing what's going on outside.
Yeah,
Water
exactly.
Like, holy shit.
It'll be fantastic.
Good thing I'm not good aligned.
Alright.
Thank God.
I hope you enjoy your wisdom. Alright, perfect. As you lot drop into the center of the pit, Rolliman dropping his Earth Elemental down first. The Dire Bear, you're gonna ride in on Raider?
No, the earth elemental is on the bear.
Okay, I thought he was using the bear to. Alright, hey, if that's your plan, okay, got you. I want to ask, before you put this plan into motion.
Can the dire bear fit down the chimney?
No, that's not the question, because clearly if an Earth Elemental will at this point, you might be able to do that. Has anybody thought to think about, because it's a city that's used to fighting dragons, they might put grates in their chimneys?
This bear
I considered that, but then they said dire bear, and I was like, okay, it can take a dragon.
I'm gonna be real. I think most dragons have less strength than this fucking dire bear.
Okay, why not? Why not? Alright. Sure, yeah, as the bear goes dropping down, slamming into it with the Earth Elemental on top and Rollman on top of that,
I'll wait till it hits the bottom.
Look down.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind, Rollman. What was that, James?
I'm waiting as I look down. I'm gonna
Yeah.
look at Raider and go, I'm gonna go plug the other ones with snow real quick.
I'm not even gonna explain how that won't work, with the fact of, like, how hot they'd have to be, James?
Alright.
This freezing snow already froze fire. I don't want to hear it's too hot.
It's okay. I hand James a bag of holding. Pour this.
Okay. As I'll take it and go onto each of the other chimneys and pour some of that into it.
Wait,
whatever it is.
It is 870 pounds of marble.
why do you have that? Oh, never mind. I know why.
Yeah.
You're
I'll pour half
marble,
into one
like,
chimney and half
carver.
into another, plugging them.
That was from the golem I hunted at like level 6.
So, to be clear,
No, this is not how I thought this would go.
Rollman's going to stand on the top of the chimney, ready to jump down, but is going to wait until they crash through as the Dire Bear and Earth Elemental go piping down through this, and James runs over and opens a bag of holding to shove basically giant marble quirks, there we go, quirks, into the chimneys that are going to naturally expand because it's a chunk of marble that's probably not going to be fit exactly, so it's going to basically pop the chimney and just become a giant block on top of it. That is then most likely going to sink through the chimney because chimneys aren't built to support chunks of stone. And then James is going to go craning through the ceiling alongside Rollman.
Well, I'm flying. Boots.
Oh, that's true.
flying.
So Rollman's going to go craning through the ceiling as he realizes his entire plan has fallen through because his party's a bunch of idiots. Okay. Fantastic.
And I'll slow fall because I have a thingy that makes me fall slower.
Guys are literally bringing the roof down.
Collapsing the roof on them. I'm fine with this.
Raise the roof. Except the opposite of that.
Drop the roof.
Drop the roof. This is the part of the song where it's the drop, and we're dropping.
We're gonna drop the beat. And the beat is Rollman. Get him.
And some marble.
I remember when I thought Monster Monday invading a city during that siege was like a
I feel like that tops this because that was a
clusterfuck.
giant penis rocket.
Never forget the penis rocket. You ain't wrong. But like, I love the bardic tale that's gonna come out of this of you guys being these epic heroes, and the truth being, James has died. Then you guys have dropped on roofs and just blown up buildings rather than deal with most of your problems. Okay.
I have to myself. I am the epitome of chaotic neutral as Raider.
Okay, so as Rollman readies himself, the Dire Bear summons jumping down straight, which I will be clear, the Dire Bear cannot fit down the chimney and is going to get stuck until the Earth Elemental falls and just shoves him kind of through due to the weight. Between the two of them, they will go careening through for the weight because this thing can't support that amount of weight. Because
It does weigh
dragon
750 pounds.
wormlings aren't that big. And you know
Correct.
that's what these things would have been prepped for. As the the two creatures go careening through, before you can jump, Rollman, you see as James goes over and puts the first block in of marble as the entire roof begins to shake, and you can just watch as a chunk of white rock goes pushing through, expanding out the chimney as it basically shunts the roof and causes many of the beams to snap as the roof starts to shake. Give me a balance check, Rollman.
Okay. 26, so I can just take 10, even in
26,
in
perfect.
stress.
As you kind of manage to keep yourself standing just enough, as you look about, as the roof begins to kind of collapse towards James. James, who's just walking on air, the chimney you're standing on is starting to lean kind of towards the front of the building and starting to, as you hear things snap, assumedly collapse as the poor dire bear that was summoned and earth elemental are about to be buried under not only this chimney, but what you are starting to recognize is the entire roof is starting to go.
Oh.
Do you want to do anything as James walks over to the other chimney, not caring as he continues doing
No,
this?
I'll look down and see that and go, well, I think that'll be enough.
You hear the scream of some a poor dwarven Warone going, "My leg!"
I'm going to grab onto you, James, so that I don't fall in right away.
All right.
Give me a jump check to jump to his arms. And James, give me a strength check to make sure you can catch and hold.
All right. I did the math with a lift.
Oh no!
Can't I hold myself on him?
Well, I mean, I guess that's technically true. He is flying, so by rule, yeah, it's like doing a pull-up on a bar.
I'll help him with that 6 strength check.
Yeah, James offers his hand, and as soon as it goes loose, roll him, and you let go and go for his leg, no matter what you're rolling. You're like, no,
20,
I need
it's a 24
strong.
jump, because I can take 10 on that as well.
Oh, 24. Yeah, as you jump over, as you feel the rock pipe beneath you kind of collapse out just as you jump away, James kind of offers his hand as his hand goes really limp and really almost acts as just nothing more than
his hand away.
Something to grab onto. You immediately let go as you grab his heel and pull yourself up onto his back, kind of holding yourself there. As you look down and watch as the roof and the building just starts to careen and collapse in on itself as the creatures screech out. And unfortunately, as the mages will naturally cast mage armor, I have to do a lot of wild magic checks in the background, so give me a little quick second to do 8 D100 checks.
Yeah. Like, not next to them.
No.
Chaos.
You guys are...
I can't wait for them to explode.
75 feet above them from where James would be standing, technically.
And all their targets are themselves.
Yes, because they're using
you rolled 2 40s in a row. That's cool.
Alright,
and that too.
Let's see how many of these are going to be bad real quick. Oh, that guy gained a +4 to all of his stats. That's fucking great.
Yo, I'm taking that wild magic. Give it here. I need that.
Alright. Alright.
I mean, if you hold him down, I can rip the stats out of his very soul and give them to you.
One just aged
I'm not against that
rapidly
right now.
and no longer is alive.
Oh.
Let's see. The spell slot was consumed, but nothing happened, so he's dead, because I don't have enough HP to take a roof to the face. And then my last one. Oh, it's an environmental one. That's gotta be good. Fuck me.
More bad things for them? I like that.
I would have only taken like 3d6 of damage on all of my creatures. Everything within the effect within 100 feet times your caster level. Note to self, my caster level is 10. Uh, is now going to be tossed into Abaddon.
That's not good.
No.
Well, the spell's over.
Yeah. So are my ghouls, you motherfucker. Give me a second. I'm thinking here. Yeah, as the ground begins to kind of collapse in on itself, you feel a magic surge. Raider, and because Rollman can technically cast right now, Rollman and James, all of you give me a spellcraft check, please.
I'm awesome at spellcraft.
You are. And when you have spells, you're even better at it, notoriously.
I'm the best at it.
Okay, Donald Trump.
I think Raider would beg to differ.
With his 60?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
13.
I really thought that was Raiders' roll was the 13 there for a second. I was
No.
like, oh
I
my
think
god.
that's possible.
I had to decide how much to buff because I only have so many spell slots.
That's fair. 21, 13, and 34. Okay. As each of you feel an intense burst of magic for a moment, Raider and James, both of you hear a voice call out as something screeches forth in Abyssal and goes, "One more, and I shall return back again." As a creature you've not heard before kind of seems to speak out. As a wave of magic kind of explodes past you, expanding as it does. The intensity is almost nauseating as you feel the overwhelming power. As the ground seems to shake, the building itself seems to slightly collapse in on itself for a moment as almost a blackened portal fully envelops it, and then once the portal vanishes and closes, sucking back into the center of the building, almost a quarter of the building seems to be completely missing, including the poor dire bear you summoned and the earth elemental.
Well, they did their job.
As you look down and see a collapsed building with nothing but the chimneys and what looks to be a few broken shelves that have been fully cut off from almost the bottom shelf up, basically halfway up the bottom shelf, rather up, completely have been absorbed and vanished into whatever realm that tore into. As you look down for a moment, you also notice that the chimney has been scorched, the stones themselves, in a strange symbol. Raider knows this symbol.
Oh yeah?
Due to all of his research, and due to what fucking the Tempelis bastards figured out, never put two and two together. Give me a second. This would be the sigil of the Singing Deniers, or to be exact, one of the more powerful alignment items, supposedly, and one of the alignment demons.
Mm-hmm. That's
That was
not good.
ominous.
Mm-hmm.
As I ponder this, I reach out and take my bag back from James because that is worth more than he could afford, and I want it back.
I hand it back willingly.
Yeah.
Just, eh.
Well, should we go deal with the rest
Thanks.
of the magic?
The one rock was enough.
As Rollman says this, and I can't believe I fucking rolled in that one. The castle itself seems to kind of almost implode as for a moment there's almost a simple quietness after Rollman says this, as Raider kind of leans over grabbing the bag back from James, and as you all start to turn, the almost sudden silence, and then boom, as the entire castle is imploded with magic, a massive blue aura kind of exploding up as it seems to cover the entirety of that mountaintop, completely causing the castle to begin to glimmer with magical effect. The city seems to begin to shake and rumble as casters scream out, and you can see slight explosions going off throughout all of the city. Well, Rollman, you don't naturally cast, so give me a fortitude, but with a +4 to your
Okay.
fortitude. Raider and James, give me a fortitude, but minus your caster level, please.
Oh, gee, I'm fucked. Oh, God.
Is this a spell effect? I just have to know.
Ye- Technically, I guess it would be because it's the side of effect. It's a side effect of a spell gone wrong. So yes, I guess.
I got a
Okay.
36.
36. Oh, you succeed.
I
You get a
rolled
20?
I rolled a nat 20 for a total of 20. Oh my god.
Nice.
Is this effective character level? Effective caster level, by the way.
It is caster level.
Okay.
Yeah, not based on boosts.
Oh, he's fine too.
Dude, holy shit! You guys needed that. As you watch waves of magic or this wave of magic, it kind of continues to expand out almost like a dome out towards the edges of the city. As more screams are heard, you watch as your ship implodes as 9 wizards completely incinerate themselves as magic explodes massively from their
God
bodies,
damn
erupting.
it!
Thankfully, not harming your ship.
Oh, thank God.
The bodies of the individuals, however, as you watch them fall, many of them fall over the ship screaming as they are ignited in this almost blue arcane flame. Their bodies seemingly blackened with strange wire-like symbols that doesn't take a heal check to recognize the mana veins of the individuals almost completely fried onto the individual like a tattoo. You watch as
Wow.
wizards and whirlwind alike all around you begin to explode and ignite because most of them cannot make the save. And as you watch, Raider explodes as a nat 20 does not technically guarantee
Nat 20 is always a
success.
success.
Oh, is it for saves? Let me check.
Always. Yeah,
I
just
thought
like that one's
was only for attacks, but I might be wrong. If I am wrong, that's fine. I'm cool with it.
Oh, I don't want to die here.
Otherwise, I'm dying too. He rolled
No.
higher than.
No, they got a 20 and they
I
had
had
plus 0.
no modifier because I have a plus 13 to 4 and I'm 13 caster level.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh shit.
And yeah, you watch as multitudes of casters across the city continue to explode and scream in utter pain as the city's magic continues to be drained. But after a few moments of utter horror, screaming, and, well, arcane
There went all of the
explosions,
mercenaries I paid for.
the whole city seems to go into an awkward silence as the castle continues to glimmer with enchant, magic seemingly pumped into it at such a ferocity that is now seemingly glued onto it. As you look, the mountain slightly glimmering with a blackened hue to it. The cracks that Roland had earlier seen seem to have expanded out now to be almost fully able to be seen down through, even from this distance. As you watch and look as creatures seem to scurry out from underneath the mountain, darkened shadows taking flight and fluttering into the city as more screams can be heard as the fighting begins once more.
I guess we should go handle the thing that's fucked if it's still active.
Yeah. Well, Raider, does it seem like that spell's also gone now, or
I'm just gonna look around. We'll see. How are both spells looking that were active?
One sec. I have to roll 2 things real quick. Alright. It's almost within. Okay. Alright, as you look up, the blizzard, or the weather spell, seems to have been completely deactivated as soon as the building was munched into Abaddon, due to a terrible wild magic roll. The secondary wild magic effect seems to have completely dissipated, or, well, rather is dissipating slowly, though you do notice magic casters are still imploding on the ground. So while the wild magic may have dissipated, you're pretty sure that casting anywhere near the still remaining clouds of blackened dust on the ground would probably spell your end, potentially. Unless you can nat 20 multiple times or every time you cast.
Not gonna test that, but it's only if we're like visibly near a cloud that's still.
The clouds seem to be simmering across the ground right now. It is not very much, or it seems to be slightly emanating out of the cracks that seem to have kind of erupted underneath the castle at the center of the city, and it looks to be kind of filling the entirety of the city. So while you're flying, you should be fine. When you touch ground, you're pretty sure you're gonna be in trouble.
Yeah, Raider's gonna stay up here.
Yeah, I can fly at my movement speed, so I'm good with these boots.
What's the next destination?
Roman can just hold on to you.
I can just hold on.
Do we still see the fight between Alfred and Julius? True. Are they still going at it?
Give me a search check for everyone who's looking.
I look.
You motherfuckers, that took me 10 minutes to put together all that initiative, and you blew up my fucking building.
I dropped a rock and it blew up a building, I'm sorry.
I did not think a rock would lead to the downfall of the entire spell.
I got a 10, that's pretty bad.
10? No. Rollman is distracted by the screams and explosions of arcane energy, you know.
Well, you got 11, it's better than what I got.
James is distracted by the screams of pain and explosions of arcane energy. Raider has been so focused by the screams and explosions of arcane energy that his mind's really looking for his hope and savior. As you look on, you do not see a fluttering Julius anymore, but you also do not see Alfred Stone anywhere.
Do I see anyone that's alive? That's not us.
Looking about, you do see towards the main gate of the city. There is still some light fighting, from what you can tell, but it looks to be only a couple of soldiers. There's noticeably, as you look about, the streets are near empty now.
Okay. I'll relay to James. Some fighting, not much at gate. No one else anywhere.
With what does the castle still seem to be actively doing something?
It's still actively glowing, if that's what you're asking.
I'd like to roll spellcraft on this castle.
Yeah.
Something's going on in there.
Just don't touch the ground when you roll spellcraft, and we're fine.
No, I can stay flying. Yep. My boots don't have a time limit. 28. 18 plus 10.
28. As you look on, the castle seems to be bathed in residual magic. It's not a specific magical effect from what you can tell, but it does seem to be heavily bathed in magic itself. There is not really a sense of any specific magic coming from anywhere else, like around the castle. But the castle is definitely glimmering with a huge amount of residual. There is something that you do notice. There is a creature or individual at the center of that castle that has more magic than that explosion that is giving off a massive war and death domain feel.
Could I roll knowledge religion to possibly, or something, to figure out what that creature may be?
Yeah, I would love it if you would. I really hope you roll a nat 1 and fully think it's fucking smoke.
It's Agbo.
Agbo! She's in there!
It's Old Smokey, the fire giant beyond God of War.
Oh, he gained death.
That's a 12.
Yeah, right. 12.
So it's not Old Smokey, but I probably don't have a good idea what it is.
So, There is only one death domain god that you're familiar with, which is El Ugbo. There is only one war domain god you know of, which is Old Smoky, who is the Beyond God of War.
I don't
Now,
even know of the Beyond God of War.
that's true. As far as your knowledge goes, James, you do not know of any gods that exist currently or have existed in any books that you've read that had the war and death domain. That includes the demons you've had to deal with and studied up on. To your knowledge, nothing comes to your mind.
That doesn't match Ugbo's domains. There was a bedtime story about something called Smokey. Doesn't match that. That's fucking terrifying.
What is it? This shiny glowing thing around the entire castle?
No, there's something in the center with more magic that's on the outside.
Oh. Well, can we just blow it up
And-
from a distance?
Stop blowing things up, you motherfucker!
Boom, boom.
You can.
Well, guess
How
what?
is
In the
that
original
even
plan, it's listed as after we've killed the quiet flame, we go on the boat and we blow up the castle.
No, enter the
Kind
castle.
of. It's sack the castle.
we
or
were supposed
whatever.
to enter the castle. I
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
don't want to enter it.
You motherfuckers are such assholes. Here's this grand open world RPG. Well, DM sets all this cool situation. He fights up. And what do? No, we don't want to fight the fight. No, we're gonna blow the motherfucker up.
Look,
Listen. If the fight wasn't scaled to roll him in, I'd have a little more of a chance
no, no,
here.
no. The moment the fight got hard, we looked up a speedrunner guide.
God damn it!
We no-clipped into the vault.
I will stab you.
Well, I think we should go return to the ship that had wizards on it. That might seem like a bad thing.
Yeah, let's get back up to the ship. It doesn't seem damaged from here. Raider, you can come with us. I don't see the problem in that.
Alright. Sure.
As James will start just flying up.
Yeah, as you start fluttering back to your ship, I mean, it's going to take about an hour to run over there, as they were pretty much on the halfway across the city as you start heading that direction. As you lot find yourselves rushing over there, looking down on the battlefield, it is strangely and eerily quiet. Battle where you had seen battles earlier in the streets below. Now there's nothing there but amalgamations of corpses fallen down. Seemingly many commoners that were dressed in strange outfits like mithril thongs and wearing gear, almost caster gear, seem to be laying in the snow completely unconscious, not moving. No signs of attack or injury even as you flutter past. The mercenaries look just as confused as many of them move about going house to house, kind of killing the occasional thief or rogue here, but otherwise seem to find no resistance as the city's almost fallen silent. Yep. As you guys finally manage to find yourselves to the ship, as it flutters about or as it moves about, Uga Chunga looks over and waves at you lot. The rough bloods kind of look about as they've been putting out fires on the deck, washing it out as a couple of the baseboards were burnt. As you come landing down, that's fucked up, Raider.
As I'm going to look. Does it look like we've won, more or less, at this point?
I think no one won.
Give me a survival check.
I think
Oh,
the city
okay.
boomed.
I do
Profession mercenary?
check.
Yeah, I'd be down.
25 for my survival check.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, 17.
17, Rollman, it's definitely there's no fight left in the citizens at this point. The mercenaries aren't even, seem to be mucking things up and mostly looting at this point. They're not really, seemingly fighting anymore as there's nothing left to go after. And many of them seem, as you watch, wary of going closer to the castle after that arcane explosion and many of their own troops being injured. James, from what you can see, even across the other side of the city where there was less fighting and some of the guardsmen had run, or some of the defenders had run off towards, the city's gone silent. The fight seems over, and as you look about, you don't even hear buildings collapsing anymore as you look for Alfred Stone and Julius's fight, seeing nothing as you look around.
Let's see if we can communicate with Xyrix. I think it's Xyrix.
Give me a moment. You're close. It is
Xyrix?
Zyrex. You are right.
Xyrix.
Xyrix, yeah.
Zyrex Vale.
Let's go meet up. I guess at wherever he would be at this point.
Yeah,
'cause-
he's as you look into the captain's quarters, kind of looking. He's got a full map of the entire battlefield displayed over your desk, with all your stuff having been shoved onto your bed.
Yep, I think it's
that
we
that bed
consolidate
is
and then
still
figure out what
not
to do.
collected.
Yep. As Rollman says this, James, go ahead.
Xyrix, state of affairs.
As you as the three of you as you kind of nod when Rollman says this, kind of following or following his lead, as the three of you head towards. Well, Raider, I assume, is more following you out of curiosity more than anything at this point.
Just a size large black bird following them. Yeah.
Yeah. As the three of you walk into and flutter into the captain's quarters, Raider has to kind of duck a little bit for the awkwardness of his wingspan and size here, but as the three of you come in, Zyrex looks up at all three of you and goes, "Oh, yes. Well, bad news is the Red Wizards took off. They've returned to Zillig, as they put it, before igniting themselves. I'm not sure if that was a purposeful teleportation spell or if they just like killing themselves, but yes,
I shrug.
they're gone. The disciples of the Phoenix were killed, unfortunately, and wiped out. We don't know what happened to them when they exploded, but not my problem. The acolytes of the Hidden Flame are down to about 25% of what they had when they showed up. The Sons of Hoarfrost have basically suffered the majority of their troops. There's, I think, 20 of them left now. The Dark Song Knights, about, I think, 100 of them are still mocking up and cleaning up around the city. And the Hammers of Grimjaw, I believe, are still recovering from being turned into those creepy ghouls. Honestly, overall, our numbers weren't the greatest going into this, but we came out with better than I thought. My own troops, I lost around 100 of my men, but we kept ourselves up and managed to start kind of keeping the majority of the looting and burning down. The castle is staying unsieged as the army refuses to go anywhere near it after losing most of their casters.
James will nod. Raider, what's your take on what's going on at the castle? If you can give your professional caster opinion.
Okay. Sure. What am I rolling, I guess, on my take on the castle?
Ooh. Oh, well, what kind of take are you going to try and go for here? What's the kind of angle you want to capture this at?
Guess I want to start with trying to figure out my angle on that thing that James said he felt of war and death.
Okay, give me...
A little bit of a better grasp due to my background on god stuff and demon stuff.
Give me a knowledge religion.
Sure. Let's buff that all the way because this feels important. 56.
56. In your research, there has been continuously a mention of a fey court that strangely continues to have its name put through even during the Clouded Age that catches your eye. Once one of the seasonal courts, one of the four big powerful courts, long before the Conwents, long before the current Fey courts, one ruled who was capable of turning individuals and beast folk into great and powerful beings. Supposedly, many believe this is where the original Apex rituals came from. The clan's name roughly translates as the Orcusai, and I will put that in the chat for you because that will
Yeah.
otherwise get lost.
This is probably going in Raiders notes. Yep.
They were, some believe, the original creators of the or of the Langlebig, originally called the Proto-Langle. Others believe that they are some of the ones who created the Gnolls. I mean, there's many different variations, but what it comes down to is they seem to be one of the most powerful Fey courts of the ancient days that had influence even into the Clouded Age and even today, to your knowledge. And they were notorious for worshipping their female leadership as a clan god of sorts. It was never the individual that was a god themselves, but the title. The one who brings death was always given and worshipped as a god, giving them supposedly powers of divinity beyond, similar as you kind of noticed to what James is kind of dealing with himself, sensing the divinity coming off of him. They were also one of the only that you can think of gods in history that claim both war and death as a domain. Otherwise, the two have been very often featured by themselves, but rarely combined into a single god of worship. And as you kind of started to look, when you came here looking about, one of the creatures you did recognize the symbol on was of that clan's sigil. They are also supposedly the original creators of the depending on your perspective, holy or unholy Gustra.
Ancient being in the castle. Predates all known Fey court. Strongest Fey court, most would say. Create monsters. Had patron, war and death. Might be in there.
Think it'll fuck off if we ask nicely?
No.
On that,
Can try to talk to it. Do not promise anything.
when I was down in the sewer, I found an Ella Ugbo's like church thingy that was giving off both death and war.
That's odd.
Mm.
Yeah, it was weird.
Can't
I kind
be
of just
right.
left it alone.
Should have probably destroyed it. Deal with later. Don't recommend going in there. And try to figure out how to get it to leave. Don't know how long will take.
Is it here forever, or is it like from all that magic, it just like temporarily exists here?
In there right now?
So it just kind of pipes up and goes, if I may, while you were down there, the other airship contacted us and let us, by shooting a fiery arrow at us, but we got the message. Apparently, the other hero group was going to go inside the castle and try to take out the creature.
So it's
whatever
not our
you're
fight.
referring to, I don't know if that's what they were referencing, but they did specify that they were going in to kill a creature, so.
Okay.
So we should hold back and see if they contact us again and just secure the city.
Could. Or you could go take the glory as the great conqueror you are, because how great would it look if you took the city yourself and took its throne? As Zyrex looks at James.
James is just gonna check his wisdom here, because given what Raleigh told him, and now his much more limited lifespan, at least temporarily until he can weasel something out.
Hey, you're gonna hit middle age fast.
Oh no, he won't.
Yeah.
He'll still age at the same rate. He'll just die young.
Oh, that's even funnier.
Yep.
Damn it.
So
You wanted to get old?
James is gonna get a heart attack at like 60.
Oh.
He's already over 60.
I know, right?
Oh, shit.
23.
Which
Ah.
way would be the better play at this point?
Sorry, what was that?
Just thinking what James would say at this moment. Continue.
As you kind of think about it, James, with the wisdom on this, given what has kind of happened, on the one side, what Zyrex is seemingly implying is that if you want to solidify yourself as the conqueror you're trying to be, and as the force that you're trying to be, taking the city's throne for yourself would send a very strong signal. But, as what your party has kind of warned you against, and what Raider just said, as well as what Durali mentioned, whatever's in there could kill you very potentially based on what she kind of explained. She did say you'd muck it up, but at 23 in wisdom, by not going, you could screw it up just as badly. Who's to know what's supposed to happen until whatever happens, as you think. You could be the body that could be there to fight on and help out, or you could be the one who stands on the outside watching and waiting to see if the heroes will succeed. But whatever choice you make will very much decide the fate of how you look in this battlefield forevermore and how history records you.
If I don't go in, I'll probably be recorded as somewhat of a coward.
On a take on that, I have a
Or-
thing.
Go ahead, Roland.
You could also be seen as like above the throne if you leave now. If you just destroy it because you don't like the Venkos. You just annihilate their
We
city
can't
and
destroy
all
the
their...
city.
Would be known
We
as
crippled it.
Well, I'm not saying destroy it further. I'm just saying leave it as is. I mean, you've dealt them a blow. That as much as is shown.
If evacuate everyone you can could look like benevolent person saving who's left from horrific fight in castle.
You could play it off as you could have done much worse.
Zyrex shrugs and goes, "You don't take the castle itself, whoever does will come out looking like the conquering hero. If you do, you come out looking greater for it and grander. My advice, if you're considering it either way, watch from the sidelines until the critical moment. If the creature is wounded but not killed, you ensure the kill. Otherwise, watch from aside and make sure the creature doesn't escape, allowing those who came in to kill it and then sponsor them as those you hired to end the threat." Zyrex shrugs. "Makes you look like a great general, makes them look like heroes, everyone goes home happy, and we get to raid the magic stockpiles like we were promised."
I think that'll be the plan. We'll secure the city, watch from the sidelines, and act when needed.
Zyrex nods at that and goes, "I will give the order to the troops. I would recommend heading down below to grab chow. Eat up. We'll be going to the castle within the hour."
As I will nod and head below deck, knowing the food is not going to be as tasty, because Cadius is dead.
Raider,
And then the guy disappears.
right. Raider, suddenly your Vrock form suddenly shifts back and the Vrock reappears in your hand. Small at this time, as you notice, the creature seemingly looking just as confused as you do.
Interesting. I'll say to the rock, we'll summon you when find items we both seek. And I nod to the rock, and I let him go, summon wise.
As you walk out, the creature flares through the portal in your hand once more, vanishing again. As you, I assume, follow James and Rollman down below.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll hang back at a second, real quick, and
Okay.
like pull over like a deckhand or something. Like, keep an eye on this raider. I don't know them. They're an acquaintance apparently to James, so I want to make sure we have eyes on them. in
They're a
case they do
member of the
something
Swords of
stupid.
Pyrrhus.
You're
a
not here.
well-known group.
Yeah, as you mentioned this, Rollman to one of the Rough Bloods that was kind of standing off to the side, guarding the door as always. Kind of gives a nod at that and kind of a good big thumbs up as he mentioned. It kind of calls for his other brothers to fall to hear in on this. As the three
And
of
then
them
I'll
kind of
follow
listen
after.
in. Good, sorry.
Then I'll follow after that.
Okay. Yeah, as you explain it to the three of them, they give a thumbs up and kind of keep an eye out. One kind of follows in behind you as the other two continue about their duties. As all of you kind of gather down below, a stranger from the Deep Dark Anarchist Fellowship seems to kind of be serving up food as he just normal looking Goliath, kind of tall, wearing heavy leather armor, wearing a chef's apron as he kind of pours some stew out for you, hands a chunk of bread, and goes, "It's snow beard, bear beard meat and stew." As he looks at you, trying to speak in common, and it's rough.
Hmm.
Do I get a sense of what language he might speak better
I mean,
from his
given what
accent?
you know about Goliath's primitive.
Ah,
Goliaths are primitive people.
They are. But as he kind of hands each of you a bowl full of this and a piece of meat, go ahead, Raider.
When he hands me food, I say thank you in Undercommon.
Looks at you and gives a raised eyebrow and goes, "Gazoon type." It means
I'll
you sneezed in my language. As he looks at you, Raider, and gives a nod.
I'll say thank you in primitive.
As you do, he kind of looks at you and gives a nod and gives a slight salute to you as his clan stance as he pours you a little bit extra meat.
Oh, okay.
I'll
Um,
just
yeah.
nod and say thank you, as I will take my food and go sit.
As the three of you go and sit, a few members of the different orders kind of sitting about, some of the leadership from some of the organizations, enjoying a meal as they rest. Very much cut up, burnt, and definitely recovering. But as the three of you kind of find a seat, Raider, you can't help but notice there's a very large individual staring at you from across the room, the deck.
I hope he looks away. I don't want to be forced to eat him.
He just, as soon as you kind of lock eyes with him, he seems to kind of look away and lightly starts whistling into the air to a random tune as he kind of tries to make it look like he's not been looking at you.
Oh, man. Good thing I'd be good by my people standards. I would have killed him by now if I wasn't.
As you take a bite of your stew, kind of staring back at him for a second. Yeah, James and Rollman, you kind of, as you're sat down, other than Raider kind of eyeing up one of the rough bloods who's kind of looking at him. Do you guys say anything while you kind of eat?
So Raider, thank you for showing up on my request, by the way.
Of course. Couldn't get to castle.
Understandable. If you'll be around at the end of the siege and the castle is still standing, you can go take a look at the vault.
Yes. Will collect my due.
So
As I will look
that,
to Rollman and explain, this is Raider from the Swords of Pyrrhus. He's the head of that organization.
Prestigious.
Leading researcher on all that tries to end the world.
Which
And-
I also have another artifact for you, as James will pop the fake eye out and offer it to Raider.
Oh. Eyeball.
Yeah. As you do recognize immediately the House of Ijin's sigil on the side of the eye as he pops it out, and also the very intense cold coming off of the spherical object that, as you go to get closer to touch it, seems to get chillier as you kind of look at it for a second, and as you do go to Graham, even pinching it lightly, you feel ice immediately stabbing into your finger as the sides where you touch seem to freeze solid with hoarfrost.
Oh. Ice Demon contract in eye form. Odd.
If you'll assist me in ending that contract, I will be happy to pay you out a bonus separately.
Mm.
You can work on it at your leisure.
People. Language. My people avoid conflict demon might kill both species.
That's fair. Well, if you come across any information on ways to deal with it, I'll
Well,
pay for it.
As James pops his eye back in.
Tombs everywhere. Items from stronger beings than the eye. Deep you'd have to go, but possible.
If you find something, I will gladly pay for it.
Oh, could talk to group. What's their name? I think leader named
Knights of
Tempel.
Tempelis. James will
Uh,
switch languages through going through Celestial, Infernal, Draconic, trying to find one that seems to be more comfortable for
Do you
him to
speak
speak in.
Aquan?
No!
Do you
It's one of the
speak any
few.
of Do you speak any of the elemental languages?
No.
I speak every language, and some are better than others. I have a tier list.
Yep.
So
Um,
going through James's languages real quick that he's going to see if you speak better in.
yeah, what do you got?
Primitive cuss words.
Exclusively cuss words.
He's a sailor.
Exclusively.
Yeah.
Giant, Infernal, Celestial, Dwarvish, and Draconic. James is about the same in all of those.
You know what? I turned to Rolliman because I heard him talking primitive.
Yes.
And I say in perfectly clear primitive, the Knights of Tempelis got an item from something called a Beyond God of Magic. You could start your search there.
I'll translate that for James.
Must be many other items of similar beings that are not around anymore. Means nothing should interfere with you using the items to your own means.
I'll have
Notably,
to reach out to them.
Beyond God in primitive comes out as a curse word, James, as you catch that.
I looked Roland as though he's just being cursed at. And then when he explains, I go, ah. I'll have to reach out to them then, possibly sponsor a few dives. I might sponsor a dive with you as well if you're interested.
Might be dead.
Yeah.
They
Last item they grabbed it made him explode, so.
I'll say to Rollman, they might be dead. They vanished in the tomb I was in. They kept touching random items and it kept hurting them, but they kept touching things.
Yeah, they do that. They do that.
Even when I said don't touch anything, and they brought me
Would-
specifically to tell them what not to touch.
Would you be interested in a sponsorship for a tomb of something similar? If you know of one?
I know of many. I just don't know what's in what tomb.
We'll talk business then at some other point. To settle some details, because I would be interested in finding something.
Okay. Sure.
As you hear over the intercom of the ship, we got a problem. There's a really angry individual charging the castle, and he's got the head of, I think, the general of the enemy army under one arm, and he's throwing it around and shouting something that sounds like a swear word. James, if you're on the ship still, can you come up here?
James will get up and walk up. I think that's Alfred.
Angry man alive. Need to talk to him about history.
What's this angry man?
Alfred?
Well, it seems Raider may know them of something else, or are you referring to Alfred?
Yes. Yes. One you call Alfredo. Very, very more knowledgeable than he likes to act about a lot of things.
That does seem to be the case.
Yeah.
Could probably rival me in history.
Roland, I wasn't going to tell you this out of, letting you have your honor, but He's been following us from city to city.
Commander James,
Well.
once again to the captain's
James
quarters.
is walking
There
up.
is a man downing barrels of bottle of what I think is that war wine stuff that you had in the basement. He is swallowing it by the keg while shouting curses and throwing a demon head. I'm very concerned, Commander. Please.
James walking up.
You come in as he's halfway through, about ready to go into it again as you walk, and he's like, "Oh,
That would be Alfred Stone.
well, he gave you, as he kind of hands over what is, as you see as you walk in, he's holding a double pronged like spear, with what looks to have a note written onto it, in what you
How rough is
recognize.
Alfred Stone's drunk writing?
It's this is the flesh of some creature that you don't recognize. Something was
Oh.
freshly skinned, and as you kind of read it, give me a decipher script. What was that, by the way, Roland?
Did he scalp Julius?
Not scalp.
Skinned, definitely. I
He
don't
wasn't
blame
that
him.
big. He did
Probably
skin him.
both. Probably both. To be
He
honest.
took his head. That's what he's playing with down below.
A soccer ball.
Yeah, you see Chug's battle wine going ready to go in there.
Raider, I may need your assistance. Reading
you want
drunken script is not well practiced.
You want Raider to decipher
Oh,
scripts?
not bad,
As I
actually.
get an 18.
As like Roman, Raider, as you walk, kind of lean over to look at it, James kind of starts to lean in and reads and goes, "My uncle was a shoe. The prong is simplified, and a duck is quacking." Oh, and as James looks back and goes, "So he killed Julius. Apparently, the quaking storm when caused something, and I believe this last part is saying that he's going to kill the whatever is at the castle." So you kind of read through it,
So,
James, and realize the really
As I look to
drunken
him,
script.
I'm gonna have to prepare something so that he's gonna pin the glory on me. He's already done that by shouting for Ironheart when he charged in.
Zyrex nods at that and goes, well, that was what he was shouting, I assume, in Dwarvish at the gates before he blew
As
them
I give
open.
a listen to hear if he's still shouting it. That man has lungs for years.
Give me a listen check.
He might have the pipes, but can you hear him?
The pipes.
No, I can't.
Oh,
James, you're honestly, as you hear a loud someone swear in Dwarvish, saying something that makes you blush. Be honest, you don't really catch much after that. You just know whoever is down there shouting angrily, swearing, is very talented and colorful.
Do I recognize his Alfred Stone's voice with that at the very least?
Drunkenly, yeah.
Yeah, that's Alfred Stone. Okay. He's cursing worse than most sailors.
Zyrex nods at that and goes, "So our plan is to dive and assist him, or just try not to get
Are we
blown
supporting
up?"
him or letting him go in there alone?
As I'll step out and look over, do I see him?
You do see him walking up the center courtyard of the
How does
castle.
he look roughly?
Well, out with all his bonuses and rage and such, I've been dead for about 4 rounds, and I got about 12 more to go.
oh.
We're rushing over, and I'm gonna give first aid at the very
You
least.
can't heal me, buddy. I'm gonna tell you right. I'll give you that right now because healing magic will not work. Otherwise, Alfred would have clearly cast it on himself in some factor.
I wasn't gonna do healing magic. I was just gonna drop some potions for him.
Literal.
Think about that though. If he could have, don't you think he would have drank the potions?
I don't know if he has any. He kind of went off.
That is a question, but something to consider as he is, yes. So I'm at
Dead man walking.
negative 25 HP and have been for a minute.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Well,
Thank God for
we'll
rage.
just let him disturb the hornet's nest, and then
I
when we
think
kill
we
over.
just need to let him keep walking.
Please put
I think if
Rollman
we
in
get
front.
close, I think if we get close to that with Rollman around, head will go up ass.
I don't think he can.
I have
We
enough
join battle?
strength. I don't know if I have enough HP.
We join battle? I hold my hands out.
I don't think so. I think Alfred's just on a a last little trip.
I look over where Alfred is and look back at them. The fight's gonna end one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
We either go now or never.
Do you think we should?
Shrug. I'm not a tactician.
As I look back to our current tactician,
Cyrix looks at you and shrugs.
given he's a blind rage berserker who might attack us as well.
Well, I've always believed in the greatest stories are told by the most chaotic and idiotic heroes. So, in my opinion, if you want to lead the tale that you've developed and make it so none other have to do or cause you to do this once more, my advice: charge forth down there like drunken monkeys and fuck everything up.
And ready? Are they consolidated?
You let him
Well,
look.
the
Go ahead.
I stop as he starts to speak.
No, sorry, Roland, what'd you say?
Oh, are the men consolidated?
As you look over the edge, your troops have kind of come together for the most part and seem to have cleaned up. I mean, they're still looting for a lot of it, but there is a large force of them standing outside the outside the main gate.
Huh? I think it's as ready as we can get.
Well then,
We can use
we go
Alfred
kick
as
some
a
ass.
battering ram. We're going after him.
All right. As-
Okay, I get battlefield, so I hold my hands out.
As I'll put a hand on his. Instant transmission, anybody?
Anyone else from the ship that wants to go?
You see
No.
the rough blood shaking their heads.
The moment you ask, James shoots you a dirty look. I've had enough people die. We're not letting any more, if we can help it.
As Raider activates his ability and shoots you all down into one of the windows of the castle itself, from where you can see.
Whoa, are we going directly into the castle?
Well, it's
The
either
battle.
there you go into the courtyard where Alfred Stone's drunkenly fucking a door.
Oh. Okay, we can go in the window.
Or on top of the castle. I mean, like, I'll give you that if you want to go
Oh,
on the
we're
roof
caught
as
the
well.
castle!
Roof again!
Yes.
Again! Not
You gonna
again!
go through the roof again? We could. I mean,
No,
if you
no,
want.
no.
Alright, we're going in the window. Okay, cool. As you all look around, seeing this beautiful nobleman's room, recognizing Uthgaram's master bedroom, where he has portraits of him and his wife painted all across the room. Beautiful artistic pieces. And as you look over on the bed, laying there, is the a sword that James recognizes. And that's where we will end session today. Thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed. And as always, we hope to see you on the next one. Peace out.